apology. They can shove their apology up there. Hemi Panarin definitely looked like he got his mojo back. He got an assist. I was wrong. Big.
Welcome back, everybody, to an unexpected episode of Big Apple Hockey with everybody in here. Ice cold takes.
Joey
Rangers
D.
Central in the house.
D.
There is a ton of people, and let me just start with series-winning shot.
Oh, well, that being said, I am cracking open a beer for that one.
Oh, God. Guys, we did not expect we were going to be here at all. Just even 10 minutes ago in real time, just wondering, geez, could they hold on? Geez, what's going to happen now? And then Chris Kreider, a natural hat trick, the Kreider man to the rescue. This was a Mark Messier-like performance to clinch the series. And you know what? Usually I start with our host, John Polkowski, but Joey, we're going to start with you. Your thoughts on the Kreider man tonight?
I'm absolutely blown away by Chris Kreider. I know fans have been talking about, oh, is this guy going to get his number retired in the rafters? Well, he made a damn good case for why he should have that number up in the rafters. No one will ever wear number 20 again with his performance tonight. I was actually doing a lot of research on the 94 team in preparation for Game 6 because the Rangers had an absolutely, I called it a pitiful performance in Game 5. You guys know it was terrible, absolutely atrocious. It was mid-season, like December, end of November, early entire month of January level bad. That's how it was in Game 5. It felt like the Rangers had lost the series. So what I did to cope was I watched the 94 Road to Victory documentary because all that team is the only team to overcome all obstacles on the way to a championship. Think about it. The Rangers have won one Stanley Cup in 84 years, and that's the only team to do it. So I did it to figure out how they did it, how they overcame all those humps. And man, they had so many obstacles. But the huge one was in round 3 against the Devils when they went down 3-2 in the series. Messier made a guarantee that they would win Game 6, come out in the first 2 periods and play absolutely piss poor hockey until Kovalov scored at the end of the second period. And then Messier answered with a natural hat trick in the 3rd period to win them the game and even the series. Chills. Because tonight, the Rangers went into the 3rd period down 3-1, looked down and out for the count, had absolutely no business winning the game. And Chris Kreider and Igor Shesterkin put the team on their backs and absolutely stole a victory from Carolina, ending the series before it had a chance to go back to MSG for Game 7, where the Rangers would definitely lose because they were not ready to play tonight, and they would definitely not be ready for Carolina.
I'm going to jump in.
Go
And
ahead.
the reason why is because if you watch that documentary, and if you've ever seen even other interviews from the players, or you watched the game live, or you went back and you watched the game itself and really paid close attention, Mike Richter kept them in that game until, and Messier and Graves in that documentary, because I've watched that documentary probably about 50 times, they both said it, that they don't get to that 3rd period and even have a chance if Richter doesn't absolutely stand on his head. And Richter himself says, I'm feeling great. Please don't take me out. Please don't take me out, because he looked over at Keenan because he thought the yank was coming.
Yeah, that's 2-0.
And they said it in the post game, and Yandel even said it. I think it was Yandel said that with those goalies, and I think maybe it was a Grant Fuhrer comparison where it said, you just know that he's not going to let that next one in, and you have a chance because of it. And that's what Igor Shesterkin did tonight. Igor Shesterkin said, I am not letting that next one in. And yeah, Carolina hit a couple of posts, but that save on Andrei Svechnikov closed that series out.
Disgusting.
That was and Nicky, yeah, disgusting is not even a word
ridiculous
to begin to describe on how good that save was. But for Kreider to come out and do that, and you know what, we were saying it after I posted it on Twitter after Game 5. I was like, I'm questioning this leadership group again. And then what does Kreider do? Kreider comes out in the media and says, no doubt I am playing tonight. That was the person that needed to step up, and he stepped up, and he did it again. And I just went like we were talking about having his name and his number retired and that banner lifted in MSG. I mean, if he wins that cup and he continues to play like this, that is an absolute certainty, like death and taxes.
Mm.
Well, first off, just to mention another quote from that game, Phil, where Mike Richter said he was laughing when the puck went into the empty net.
Couldn't believe it.
Because he said that's the stuff that myths are made of. Well, this is the stuff that myths are made of. Chris Kreider stepping up at the biggest time. And I got to tell you guys, I'm kind of happy I'm not shaving my beard right now. It doesn't look as good as Maddie's. But I'll throw it over to you, Matt. What do you think about tonight?
I don't know, man. It's crazy right now. It's crazy. Now look, I'll admit, because after the first period, where they played a really bad first period and they were down, I put out this tweet. And I'm not gonna hide from it, I'm not gonna run from it. But I put out this tweet. This core is finally getting exposed to who they are. Chokers who can't fucking handle any type of pressure. Now look, I'm not gonna run from this. I'm not gonna delete it, like many people said, because at that time they deserved that tweet. Because at that time they were failing. So I'm not gonna run from it. But I am happy that they finally found some balls and they pulled this out. Now, going into the next round, I think the best thing that they can do is take whatever you can learn from this series and just have a hard mental reset. Because now most likely you are going to play Florida, who is a very tough opponent, but right now just forget about the 2 games where they didn't, or the 3 games where they didn't look good, even though they won today. Mentally reset and focus on going back to those ways that you play those first 7 games.
Yep.
Good defense, the good offense, good goaltending. That's what they need to do.
By the way, how many of you guys were saying this last night? All of you. That some New York Ranger had to be the Jalen Brunson.
Did not think it was going to be Cried. Didn't think it was going to be Cried.
I did see people say that.
Of course it was going to be
Yeah,
Cried.
I said it. I said somebody needs to take notes from Jalen Brunson with that effort and heart, and Chris Kreider must have been reading something.
Not for nothing, Nick, but who did you think it would be?
Yeah.
Truba?
I'm not going to lie to you.
It would be Truba?
Whenever I hear Brunson's name and try to compare him to compare him to a Ranger, I always think Panarin. So I'm still fooled that Panarin's going to just like have a playoff game where he just barks off, but I'll take it. I'll take the win. I'm not going to sit here and complain.
Well, I got to say this. Panarin was trying. You saw it in the third period. He was carrying the puck up. He was trying to be that guy. They were bottling him up. You can bottle up Panarin. You can't bottle up Kreider because he doesn't play with the puck.
Well, so I'll answer.
The puck finds him.
I'll answer Diane's question. Jalen Brunson is number 11 on the Knicks, who is their big scoring star, who is probably up for the MVP of the NBA this year with the way that he's played. And he is setting New York Knicks records like left and right. He is probably one of the greatest players to play for this team, and he's only in his 2nd season with the team.
Very humble and down to earth too. That was my first impression of him, which is great. Love that. Someone put up a good point here. Not to like take control of your chat, but someone said, notice how much better this team played when they double shifted. I guess Panarin and got Wenberg and Kakko off the ice. Yeah, like Wenberg and Kakko were really bad.
Yeah, they were just bad. Wenberg and Kakko were just. You know what? I don't want to sit here and make this into a bash fest on Kakko, but he's got to realize that he's got to be so much better than what he's been so far. And not only that, but you're the reason why the Rangers didn't get Jake Gensel. You're the reason. So if they don't win that Stanley Cup, it's going to come back, and it's going to be a reflection on him and Chris Drury. Edmonton up 1-0 already. Oh, man.
I mean, if
they
we
must have the light of Narsil, I think it was, that defeated Shilov.
I mean, if we're going off lineup changes, like Like I understand like Lavi wanted to change things up, but can we go away from Trouba and Miller already?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
once
I think
again,
that's gonna
they
happen.
saw that those two can't play together, and
They
I don't
can't.
get it why time after time Trouba and Miller will get a pass, but the one time Miller and Schneider have a bad game, they're automatically split up from each other. Like I get it, they won today, but it wasn't thanks to them because Trouba could have easily cost them the game today, hitting Braden Schneider and letting Sebastian Aho walk in on a breakaway.
That was what's it called?
Terrible.
It wasn't Gustafsson and Schneider, right? It was Trouba and Schneider.
Trouba and Schneider were on the ice for that one.
Yeah. That's definitely not something you want either.
And then Trouba
Trouba's
fell in the
just been
first period.
horrible.
Yeah,
He's awful. He's not like I thought when they put him on the third pair. It's like, oh, it sucks he's making $8 million, but at least on the third pair he's serviceable. It's beyond that at this point. He's
Well,
not even good on the third pair.
I think a lot of it also has to do with how bad Gustafsson has been. So you have two
Oh,
anchors
brutal.
on the same pair, and it's basically you're stuck in your own zone.
Yep.
You're working with 4 defensemen.
Jones
Pretty
needs to
much.
be
Yeah.
in.
Nick is right about that one. Jones
Yeah.
is the man.
Jones
Yeah,
needs to be in.
100%.
I've seen enough of Gustafsson.
It's over.
I mean, if it was me,
Over?
I mean,
Over.
listen, if it was me, it's not going to happen. But I take out Gustafsson and Trouba for Ruedel and Jones because those two are so much better than those two.
They could even
They'd make this lineup a whole much more balanced than Trouba and fucking Gustafsson.
honestly, I feel like the Rangers, if Hedl cannot play, I feel like they should
Oh,
just go
Jesus.
11 forward, 7 defensemen. I feel
Hey,
like they
honestly-
should.
I hate to break this up, guys, but let's get back to the positives on this one tonight.
I know,
Come
I
on.
know.
Oh yeah, true.
Wow,
Well,
thank you,
here's
Matthew Brown. We appreciate that and good series. You
Matt,
guys
I
have
texted
done
my friend Pete. Hell of a series, hell of a team.
I wonder where they go
Thanks,
from
man.
here now, Carolina.
They got a lot of guys to sign. I mean, they have what? They have Shea, Gensel, and Pesci all unrestricted free agents now.
Wait, did Pesci play?
No, he was out.
No, he was out.
Teravainen, I think, is unrestricted too.
Oh right, and Tavo time. That's gonna be interesting for them.
And then you have
Fuck them though.
Kuznetsov, he's got, I think, like a year or something left on his deal.
Not to mention the guy behind the bench, Brindamore, is
Yep.
needs a new contract.
And
Dude, good.
remember,
I
that was
hope-
the
I
discussion
hope
we
they
were
go back to
having when they
fucking-
were up 3-0. Like, what happens if they lose this series? Is
I-
Rod gone?
I hope he is. I want nothing. I want nothing but the Canes to suck. I'm surrounded by Canes fans. I would love for them to go back to being the worst team in the East. I do not enjoy them being well. I got to hear it from these people all the fucking time.
One thing, so I mean, if you want to talk about positives, Mark, I got to go back to like the Stadium series. Like this felt very similar to how I felt in the Stadium series, where the Rangers were down they were down 3 goals in that game, 2 goals in this one, but were absolutely getting outplayed, outworked. It didn't look like they had anything in them to possibly sniff a comeback, let alone win a game.
Lou,
And then-
thank you, buddy. We appreciate that.
Then they come out in the third period and they let up the 1 goal in the Stadium series, but then they clawed back with the power play. They tied the game late and they just never gave up.
Mhm.
I know like it's very cliche, like the no quit in New York thing, but just the feeling, like I genuinely thought that this was going to Game 7 and that the series was over. Like that was just the feeling that I had.
Mhm.
But then when they tied the game, or when Shesterkin made those saves, then it was just like we were winning this game, and it wasn't like it's getting to overtime. Like no, the Rangers kept pressing after they tied the game, and they got the go ahead goal, and then it was like, all right, this game's not over, but I still think I know we're winning. You just had that feeling.
Mhm.
If you watch the other guys, that tingling in your balls. You know?
Jesus.
But yeah, I had to, from nothing and then 20 minutes of game time completely changed that.
Yeah. That third period was unreal. I mean, top to bottom, it was the perfect third period.
Like the first 7-ish minutes, like they had to kind of survive. Like there was a couple posts by Carolina, and then Shesterkin, I think, made a pretty big save. And then when they got that second goal to get it to 3-2, then I think Shesterkin made that huge save.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then it was just like whether after that was the best hockey the Rangers have played, like the entire series.
They were unstoppable. That
Yes.
shift when Kreider had what ended up being the game-winning goal, that shift was just dominant.
Unreal.
I couldn't believe it. That was like, is that the new shift? The shift? Is that?
I
is that
was
what-
just gonna ask you that. I was gonna cut you off. I was
Dude,
gonna say,
I think that is.
Which is the shift? Is it?
It
Is
is.
it the kid line against Tampa in game 1, or is it that one?
I'm
Because I think
ge-
it's that one now.
I think it's that one now.
I gotta
Recency
see
bias is supersedes.
I gotta see it again. I gotta see
Dude,
the whole thing
that
again.
was just a shift of just ownership. It was unreal.
And then
I gotta give this team credit for this point. And after the second period, I put out a clip where when I was on Joey's podcast, this was in March after the Tampa series, and I said that one of the biggest problems why I see this team not winning a cup is because it seems like every time they lose momentum in a series or just even in a game, they don't know how to respond, and it seems like they just fall apart.
No,
Well,
they
tonight-
fucking responded.
Tonight,
big time.
hopefully, this is the turning point of where they learn from. They learn from the 22 collapse, the 23 collapse as the Devils. Those little, in terms of games where they make a bad mistake and they collapse. Hopefully, this is the game where they finally, as a group, learn from it, and now they actually know how to face adversity and say, okay, you know what, we screwed up, we shot ourselves, we shot ourselves in the foot, but you know what, we're able to mentally reset. Now let's go again. Hopefully, this is it.
Well, Matt, one thing I brought up the other day was I can't tell you how many times throughout the season people were texting me going, "Oh, the Canes are going to pass us. Canes are going to pass us. Canes are going to pass us." And I'm like, just be calm, just be calm, just be calm. And the thing is, every time the Hurricanes press the Rangers, they push the Rangers to be better.
Yep.
No matter when it ever was. John D. Lee, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
John D. Lee, one of our most faithful
Long-time
people from the
listeners.
very beginning.
Long-time viewers.
But every time it came to it, it was the Carolina Hurricanes might be the greatest thing for the Rangers to possibly win a Stanley Cup because they are the driving force for all of this. If that's the case, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Florida Panthers derail them. Maybe the Dallas Stars derail them. Sorry, Edmonton and Vancouver and Colorado for that matter. But this is by far a different team than what we have seen. And they were down and out. They were down and out the last 5 periods, and even 5.5 periods, and then suddenly they won the game.
Sean got you there, Mark.
Get the gift. Get the gift.
Get the gift.
Are we getting more roast? Are we gonna have the roast of Mark Williams again?
Oh good God, no! We gotta get back on Evan.
There's a
Evan
roast.
D'Angelo.
There's a roast. Of Mark
D'Angelo.
Williams.
Evan D.
Evan D.
Oh my God.
The roast of Mark Williams is a regular segment on this channel. It goes from the A block to layup talk to the roast of Mark Williams, and then they go to Q&A and then bye.
Oh man.
Oh, 5 goals at Freddy's. I like this one. That's great.
God Almighty.
Yeah,
That should be the video name.
Over here. I love it.
I mean, and Carolina, come on, Jordan Martinook. How did that not go in? What a great play.
That was really when I started worrying was that play because I was like, oh, shit. I was like, you know what? If Anderson would have let that one in, I would have been like, okay, you know what? Anderson doesn't have it tonight. And there we go. But it just seemed like that's one of those plays that, like, when you have that destiny, like when Holtby made that save on Tuck in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2018, that was when I knew. I was like, fuck, Washington's going to win this series. And they did. And they did. And that turned that entire series around.
What a turn, like a complete 180 in puck luck for the Rangers between the second and third period. Like,
thank God.
My dad was talking about how the Rangers couldn't seem to get any bounces whatsoever in the up, even in the third period.
Sign me up for this shit, man. Sign me up for New York versus
Rangers.
Boston.
Yeah, Fitz has been talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. But listen to Jason, everybody.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Share, subscribe. And make sure that you're doing it for Ranger Central Ice Cold Takes as well, boys.
That would
and
be
girls.
great.
I know we do have our female viewers in the chat, so
Come one, come all. But the complete one, like as I was saying, the complete 180 from, the puck luck. Like think about it. The Hurricanes hit 2 posts in the third period, and then
thank you, John.
on the power play when the Rangers got it before Kreider tied it on that faceoff, the puck hit the
Thank you, Everest.
guy on the Canes. The puck hit someone on the bench. So that faceoff occurred there. If it didn't hit anybody on the bench, that puck's going all the way down. We might not get that Kreider tipping goal.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Right. It's actually a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
But guys, think about this. I had people on the chats that were saying things that were crazy. Like, and I do mean crazy. Like, you got to put in quick for this game. You got to go to quick. No. Like, we had Dave
That's
Pagnotta
aggressive.
on, one of the best insiders in the game, and Pagnotta goes, "Wait, what?"
Wait.
People actually. And look, guys, if you thought that, go right ahead and think that. It's fine to say it. Also, admit you're wrong, but that's a different story.
Right.
No, look, I was worried about this series, but I was never going to that point of putting it quick. I mean,
That's
like,
a whole nother thing. It was never Chesty's
No,
fault.
that was stupid. I heard somebody say that.
$10. Nice.
Ooh, Sean, yeah, buddy, thank you. And that goes towards.
Hey, Sean,
Mark's
it's
Kreider
apostrophe
fan club.
S. Mark's Kreider fan club. We don't have. We don't
Oh,
have a gift.
he got you.
We don't have the gift for you. It's okay. Oh man.
Oh, right. That breakaway save. I forgot about that.
Yeah, on Aho. Yeah.
On Aho,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, that happened because of the collision.
the collision, yeah, that was.
Oh,
when
that was the
Schwarber tried to
collision,
hit each
Yeah,
other.
that was the collision.
I mean, dude, Sveshnikov had that mini breakaway right off the faceoff with 2 minutes left that Chesty blockered. I mean,
Well,
that could have
that's
easily
the
been a
save-
tie
that's the
game.
save that I talked about before.
Yeah, that could have easily knotted that game up.
Yeah.
Thank God it
and
didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
when I
you had-
saw that happen and I saw Cooley
Yeah.
fucking try like fly by him and go to the point,
Bro.
I was like, oh fuck. My heart dropped into my stomach. And then Igor made that save and I couldn't contain myself. I couldn't believe he made that save.
It was locked in the
It
third,
was
bro.
like, but the way the play like happened, it was just like right off the face-off, just where nothing from 0 to 100, and Shesterkin was ready for that shit.
Mhm.
Like he flung that blocker out like there was no tomorrow.
We got people flocking in from Ranger Central.
I know-
because
I know I'll
we've
say
got-
this,
I think we've got Cord D'Angelo.
Yeah, Evan D'Angelo, there he is.
Evan
There he is. That was D'Angelo.
Evan D.
I know. Listen, I'll say this. I know we've had, and like I said, there's still a long way to go. You got to win 8 more games before you even get to this point.
And
But I
again,
know, like,
very
I
good
know-
teams.
I know, like
Mhm.
before we were talking about how, like, oh, but there's so many people who are you know who could be the consummate for this team. Miko's playing well. Kreider was playing well. Troy's playing well. Now there's only one. I'm sorry, Igor Shesterkin, if they win the cup, is going to be the consummate winner because
Easily.
he absolutely saved their ass this series.
Easily.
I would even chill with
I-
my talk. I would say
No.
We haven't won
That's no, but that's
anything
why I
yet.
said if they get to that point at all.
We had that conversation before, Joey, and I gotta say, the Rangers have even more candidates that are going into this. Evan D'Angelo, how was the Garden? You went to the viewing party?
No, I didn't go. I didn't go. I backed out. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm regretting it. But
Evan, your volume's
I had
your
flashbacks.
volume's coming in like low.
It's coming in low. Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah.
By the way, thanks for the
He's that
100
Tony Geek burner.
thanks for the 200 people that are watching us right now. By the way,
ooh, 200 people.
200.
Nice.
Damn.
yeah, we got
Lucky numbers.
150
I
on
was at
YouTube
400.
and another 50 on
Tony
X.
D's burner. Are you NYR NYR fan? Bunch of numbers. For the record,
Christ,
I am not
Kreider.
Tony D'Angelo. In case anyone was actually one.
Christ Kreider. There he is.
Christ,
Mark
crying.
would
Oh, yeah,
legitimately call him Christ Kreider.
He is Christ Kreider right now.
he can.
Oh, there he is.
He gets the toga tonight and the skate and the skate
He gets the
sandals.
toga.
You talking about togas Like you're making me think of fucking Animal House and fucking Plutarski. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Oh my god.
I was gonna say though, I wish I was at that watch party. I would have been joining live from the freaking mosh pit out there. You guys seen the clips online?
No, is it nuts?
It's fucking nuts. It's like Nick's level right now. It's nuts out there. You
No
got We Love
way.
Boston chants going right now.
I need Rangers side talk so bad.
Yeah, Rangers.
Yes, people were tagging side talk in the clip saying they got to get him out there. They might have to start getting them out there though. It's getting nuts out there.
All right, so I was at Game 6 in 2014 when they clinched to go to the finals. And I'll tell you right now, it was an absolute mob scene.
Outside, I saw that, yeah.
Me and my buddy Danny that I went with, he had seasons in 122. And we stayed there probably till about like 1:30 in the morning. We would just go to different bars and shit. Fuck, man. If they, I tell you right now, if they win and the Knicks win, this city is going to burn to the fucking ground.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Dolan's making a lot of money right now.
Oh, he's loving it.
Dolan is freaking stroking one in that money
Dolan's,
right now.
Dolan's got the semen salmon right now.
He's aiming for the salmon.
If that's what it was going to take to get 3 goals in the third period, I would have considered having Siemens. That's how much I was ready. As much as I'm like, let the Siemens salmon die.
So someone needs to
Aim
take
for the salmon.
someone needs to take the DuckTales like picture of Scrooge McDuck with
my
like
God.
swimming in the gold off the diving board and put Dolan's face on Scrooge McDuck.
Oh my
That's
God.
what he's fucking doing right now.
Mike is saying, fuck the cabin. He can afford caviar.
You said the cabin. You said the cabin.
What's the Mark mistake counter at tonight so far?
I don't even know.
one.
We've lost track already.
Just
I
one.
think
Just
maybe
one.
like
You
three.
Just
said
one tonight?
cabin.
So far.
No,
So far.
more than one.
I think we're up to like 3.
Where are the other 2?
Cabin.
Who?
Oh no, you messed up. You put 4-3 instead of 5-3.
Yeah,
That's
score.
one.
No, cabin. You just said cabin instead of salmon.
I said salmon.
No, you didn't. You said cabin. I heard you say it.
What the hell's cabin?
I don't know. You freaking
Don't
said
invent
it.
words. We're doing
Wait,
a
hold
shot.
on. I'm going to Toronto for a review. So give me 1 second.
After video
It's a
review.
power play hole.
Oh my God.
It's a power play hole.
Oh my god.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
If
Oh,
that
by
is
the way,
what
everybody-
I think it is, I don't know where we're going with this anymore.
Everybody, make sure you're subscribed to Joey, to the Sea Jets, and Maddie, and of course
Evan on Rangers Central.
Evan D'Angelo down there.
Evan D'Angelo.
Evan-
I'd rather have a tuna colada.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Do you want a Mercury margarita while you're at it?
Oh no! Oh no!
Ziga, thank you
We
very
can
much,
get
buddy.
Anthony.
No,
Over
Ziga, hey,
9,000.
it's been a while since
Oh
I've
my
seen
god, a Dragon Ball Z reference. I love it. I love it.
Big Apple
Oh.
Hockey only fans.
I like how Pagnota thought that like you went to Anthony went to your house to be in the hot tub or something, like you go in the hot tub together.
Oh my gosh.
I got to see this episode with Pagnota.
Oh, it's a great episode. It's a great
It's
episode. He's-
great
do that.
because Dave is. It's funny because Dave was actually one of our very first guests on Off the Post when it was just me and Anthony years back. He's great. Dave's a great interview, great guy. So like we could get him on here a lot. Like he's always willing to come on with us. Very flexible. So the timing was a little. I wish I could have been on with it, but you know. He's great with what he does, and we appreciate him coming on.
I gotta go watch that after.
What is
I
the
still-
chat talking
I still
about?
want to hear. I gotta listen to Mercogliano's interview with Dave Maloney because I gotta hear what he says about the steppage thing because people were ripping Maloney apart. for stepping over Sam's call in Game 3.
That was
I think
so
it was.
dumb.
I think it was bullshit.
Michael K needs to shut the fuck up with that.
I agree.
Yeah, I gotta
Sorry,
agree with that
Michael
one.
K. I like you, but-
People were saying Donnie wasn't defending what's his name Dave, and that couldn't be further from the truth. He did. I posted a clip of that.
There was absolutely
It was
nothing wrong with that
bullshit.
call, and Sam was probably
None.
happy that he did that as well.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Dude, it was authentic. It was
It made
very
the call so
authentic.
much better.
I agree.
You know what? I'll say this. When we get on people like Butch Goring for being homers, Jack Edwards because they're like super homers and they're like terrible. But in a situation like that, you absolutely want that from Dave Maloney. You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't care what anybody says. You want that from him.
He's the
So
biggest Ranger fan of us all.
yeah, he is.
Yeah,
I think if you cut his wrists open, his blood would come out with Ranger logos in it.
I agree. 100%. Dude, could you imagine if Dave Maloney had his own podcast, bro? I mean, what he says on the air sometimes is out of pocket enough. I would love to see him with the YouTube
He
channel.
freaks out when penalties aren't called.
Dude, I would love to hear him just go off.
We had him on Off the Post.
I gotta tell you guys
Years
that the difference between Dave Maloney in the '90s, when he was energetic and live, now it's all condensed a little bit with him. He's like the elder statesman. After all, Dave Maloney, youngest captain in New York Rangers history.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm with Rob West on this. You definitely Rosen and Dave
100%.
were definitely like just jumping up and down, hugging each
Yep.
other because Sam's a gigantic fan too. He grew
Oh,
up
yeah.
a fan, so I would love to have seen the live footage of that call. So
Get them in the hot tub with Anthony.
That's
MSG Network's OnlyFans.
That's
Oh,
only
brother.
that's Big
Oh,
Apple
God.
Hockey. That's the premium version of Big Apple Hockey OnlyFans. You gotta pay extra for that.
Matt, were you the one that said I didn't know Big Apple Hockey?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
Yo,
Amazing.
someone said would have loved to see Igor get an empty net goal against the Canes and go into a bird dance celebration. That would've been
God,
insane.
yeah! If he would have
Brother.
Remember when he waved bye to the Penguins? Oh my gosh, that would have just blown that all out of the water, man.
Yeah, it was so
Oh, that was great.
Kreider?
Oh my God.
As Lundqvist fucking squirting Crosby with the water bottle.
Oh no, yeah,
Oh,
that was
that's still the
great.
best.
Best money Lundqvist ever spent.
Guys, let's go around. Who do you think the Rangers match up better against? Evan, start with you.
I don't want to pick an opponent. I really
No.
don't.
Yeah, I'm on that.
No, the
train.
question is
if-
match up better against, not
if
pick
you're-
an opponent.
I know, but it feels like I'm picking an opponent with that. I'll say Boston simply because of the fact I think the Rangers center core could match up better against theirs because Boston's center core is very underwhelming in my opinion, and the Rangers did have their number quite a bit in the regular season this year.
All right, let's keep it going on the bottom row.
I like the Boston pick. I'm gonna stick with Evan D'Angelo on that one. I also worry a little bit about how quickly Florida can move the puck. And that's kind of where we struggled a little bit with Carolina this series, is how quickly they move north-south, move the puck in the offensive zone. I think Florida's too good at doing that, whereas Boston's a little bit slower, a little bit heavier. I think the Rangers could actually turn it around and be the faster team and really, really run it down their throats. Pause.
I mean, matching up better against. I need an extra pause for that.
Pause, D.
Pause D.
Wow.
I would say that we match up better against the Bruins. Just, I mean, come on, man. Like Florida is stacked top to bottom there. Like you really can't compare their fourth line to our fourth line. Like their D is good. Pause. But if it's gonna be Florida, it's gonna be Florida. Bring on Florida, baby. But I think the Rangers match up for what you guys said, for what Evan D'Angelo and Nick Rose said.
Yes,
Better
sir.
against, Boston.
More pauses.
More pause.
For me, I mean, they match up better against the Bruins because I just think the Bruins are a much slower team than the Panthers. They don't have as much firepower. The Florida's depth is a whole lot better. The only place where Boston has Florida beat in terms of where like they could worry me is Jeremy Swayman in net because he is better than Sergei Bobrovsky, and he's had and Swayman's had a hell of a playoff so far. But I don't even go that. I won't even go there. The Rangers they have to stop playing against themselves. If they could, like I said earlier in the podcast, if they could just go back to the way that they were playing those first 7 games where they got off to the good starts, they didn't shoot themselves in the foot, then I think they should win.
Philk, it is the final buzzer with John Fikowski. So which one you look at?
I gotta say Boston because I mean I think it was Evan brought up the center depth. I just don't think their center depth is all that great. I've been banging on them for it all season. I thought that they should have went out and gotten Elias Lindholm. I think they would be a far more dangerous team. I think if they had Elias Lindholm, I think they beat Florida pretty handily. Because Florida's defense, it's not that good as a unit. You look at that. Who like Ekblad? Who are you really fearing on that defensive unit aside from Ekblad? Montour can move them up, but he's not good defensively.
Good
Guys,
point.
I said it earlier, and I said it again over and over again. I think whoever won this series was winning the Stanley Cup. That being said,
I would not want
Boston
to mess
is a
with
better
you.
matchup. I'm going to go Boston is a better matchup. But more importantly, let's go right back around the bend to everybody that said the Rangers were going to regret not getting Jake Gensel and all of you eat crow.
Well, hold on.
Melted Take City.
Stop the bus.
They have another 8 wins. They have another 8 wins to go before we can get to that discussion.
I don't want to hear from you, Joey D, in the chat. Frauds. Get out of here. Get out of here, Joey D. Bye-bye, D. Fraudulent D. I'll say it again, and I think I said it before we went on. It is now up to Capo Caco to become the player that the Rangers think that he can still become. Whether it's a Valeri Nichushkin type or whether he breaks through whatever ceiling he has and he becomes a version of Mikko Rantanen. I don't know. I don't think he'll do that, but he needs to work on his skating. He needs to work on his conditioning. He needs to work on his shooting. There are so many things he needs to work on. I want to see him take things seriously for an offseason like Alexei Lafreniere did. Because when you have the want to do it, you will find the way to do it. And you will get better. Lafreniere has proved that.
Yep.
Taco should.
Phil, I would love that. But that is still Mike Tomlin and Antonio Brown.
I don't know, man. I think we saw it too with Laffy this year. Laffy's skating got so much better. If Kakko could just be a better skater, I think everything else. You keep pointing your thumbs, dude. I think if he could just skate, if he was a better skater, he'd actually be an effective top 6 forward. But the problem is he's so freaking slow, and that was the biggest thing this series. He legitimately could not keep up.
No, he couldn't.
Couldn't.
Right.
Kako, you want him to be Nichushkin? Just stay off the weed or get away from the drugs.
No more beers.
I was gonna say, let's not make any Kako to.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about his Nichushkin.
I know exactly what you're saying. But like Nichushkin was a high draft pick. Took him a while to figure it out. Eventually, he did, and had he not done whatever, he was very effective. Very good player for Colorado.
Yeah, so it's gotta. You gotta have it. Whatever he has to do, it has to happen this offseason because there. I see. What do you? The thumb points. Is that what you're laughing at, Evan?
Yeah.
God almighty, bro.
You guys are nuts.
That's getting
We're building up an
outrageous.
army of thumb points.
Damn kids these days and their thumbs.
I really don't have an idea what's going on there. I'm just up 2-1.
I want to be on that picture.
Oh,
Joey
you'll be
wants
there.
in.
You'll be
Yeah,
there.
you got everybody.
D.
You got Mark. You got Phil. You put Blake in there for some reason.
Thumb point D.
Thumb point D.
Meme day.
Pops D.
Pops D. Oh God.
Was D wrong for this?
D. Pittman.
Connor Brown to Matthias Janmark for a 2-1 lead for Edmonton.
I agree with that comment about Barkov. I am terrified
Yeah.
of that type of
Yeah, that
matchup.
dude scares me.
That
That
guy
goal he
scares
had
me
in
so much.
Game 4 was unreal. Yeah, that was Datsukian.
Yeah,
Oh,
he scares
shit.
me. I will say I am definitely rooting for Boston tomorrow either way because I want that to go 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we
Fuck the
gotta
rest.
talk about goalie interference. I'm sorry, guys. Like the goalie interference, I just got reminded of it because the rule is so stupid the way it's written. It's got like nothing to do with where the puck goes in. The puck was shot the other night against I think it was on Bobrovsky. It was shot
Yeah.
to the guy's glove hand. He could have
Yeah.
very easily stuck his glove out and made the save. The contact was made on his blocker side. Why does that have anything to do with like he could still play his position? He could fling his glove hand out.
I couldn't even tell you those written rules. It's so gray the
Yeah.
area.
It's very like open to interpretation on every single time it's brought up. It's just like, okay, well, how's it gonna be interpreted this time?
Ultimately, I think they made the right call in ruling it a goal, but it's so I hate it. I hate the
Yep.
way it's written.
For
I hate
me,
it.
when I looked at it, and I looked at it a lot of times, but I thought they made the right call. I thought it was a goal. And yes, Bennett does
Yep.
push Coyle into Swayman.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a terrible.
Oh,
But
that
I
one,
felt-
yeah,
But
absolutely.
I felt that when you looked at it, I don't think Coyle dived, and I don't I don't think he sold it. But the fact that like Bennett came from behind him and he didn't realize, like, because if you looked at it, Bennett didn't push him that hard. So I thought just because he didn't expect it, that's why he fell in that much. So for me, that's why I felt that it should have been a goal. And I
Yeah,
thought
battle
it was
for
wrong.
position.
Can you highlight that comment from David Wood about the Heedle goal?
Oh my god, that yeah.
I had Dave Jackson on my podcast a year ago, and I asked him about it afterwards, and he said it was the right call, like that they called that off. I absolutely hated that. Absolutely hated that call because like the contact was Kakko was driving the net with the puck, and what, you're not allowed to make a move on the goalie? I know people didn't like John Cooper's comments, but like I thought he hit the nail on the head. Like, why are we protecting the goalie so much? They have the most protection out of all of them.
Well,
You know what I mean?
everybody hated it because he said something about skirts. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
We all know what he meant. Everybody get the hell over yourself. But the guys, what about the one where Sam Bennett shoved the guy right
one
in
too.
Charlie Coyle, right into Jeremy Swayman?
That's not interference. But the other
That's not
ones that are so ticky tacky are, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't get it, guys. I do not get it.
I'm gonna tell her she's gonna yell at you.
Dolan levels of cheap.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna start charging people to use the bathroom.
I got the Chase card, so I get the discount.
One free piss a
I
game.
got the $20 discount.
The Chase gift card, the Chase credit card that allows you access to the MSG bathrooms.
Yep, 2 for $5. 2 pisses, $5.
Yeah, 2 pisses, $5.
Don't worry, the pretzels are only gonna be $35 next year.
And you only
They
get
sound
half,
like Yankee Stadium right now.
you get half a pretzel,
Half a pretzel, the salt's extra.
and the mustard's are separate.
Every grain of salt is an extra $1.
What is this? Some Hal Steinbrenner type shit right now?
Pretty much,
It's
dude.
becoming more of a Dolan thing than Steinbrenner.
No,
Yeah,
it's
dude, they
definitely
charge fees for
Steinbrenner.
everything,
As
bro.
a Yankee fan, trust me, it is Steinbrenner to a T.
It's
I don't know.
disgusting.
Dolan's starting to
Next-
get up there in that territory with it.
next year when they charge for the escalators.
Dolan's seeing how much money he's making right now. He's got to milk it to see how much more he could make. Charging
Bro,
everything.
dude, it's
I
no MSG's
get it.
getting fucking
For
crazy.
for every step you take in MSG property, I get 1 penny.
Dude, legit. Last time
Tacked
I
onto
went to
your
a game
tickets.
with you guys, when the security guard, we went through the metal detector, he patted me down. They gave me a fucking screen asking for a tip.
What?
What?
I'm
Wait,
just
wait,
fucking-
wait.
I'm kidding.
No
I'm kidding.
way.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Holy shit, dude!
Tell him to buy you a drink
Imagine
first.
you fuck- yeah, to actually pay up, bucko.
Yeah. He goes, "What does this look like?"
Where do you think you are?
Yeah.
This isn't Carolina anymore.
Or are you worried about your alcohol consumption? You're a liter of vodka, and I don't know
we
who
got-
this is, but this is.
We got to get
hilarious.
drunk, Mark.
Yeah, well, you know
Drunk
what?
Mark.
Kind of working
Dude, a
on that a
drunk
little
stream
bit
would be
right
sick.
now, guys.
Like-
I mean,
Yeah, Mark, what's your weakness?
Well,
Vodka?
I played golf today, and then me and my fiance just watched the game, and then she went inside for the third period, and now she doesn't want to watch any more games. I'm like, no, honey, no. You watched 2 overtime winners with me. Trust me, you're good.
Comment from Mike.
I did a
I'll
little
pat her
reverse
a shot
push
this
today.
Paul-
Oh, hey, Mark, your weakness, John Powers.
John Powers, yes, actually.
Your weakness.
No, we
Bellingham,
have to
Powers
get
Irish
Roberto.
whiskey.
Oh shit.
we have to get the Mark levels of drunk like when you guys did your draft stream last year.
Oh my
When
goodness!
he was in
the grass
Nashville,
tree.
he was just shit faced. We need that Mark.
You know what? Yeah, but wait, Matt. Do you know what happened after that? I went
happened?
out and I met Paul Bissonnette.
What?
Yeah, I met Paul Bissonnette.
No
He did.
shit.
He did.
When are we doing a drunk live stream? I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh my
We need to
God.
do a drunk live stream. That's a different story.
I got a bottle of Don Julio 42. I really need to bust out, like bad.
Should have done
No,
it at the Airbnb.
if we're doing drunk stream, all of us together, Mark, we're finding a bottle of Redbreast.
Oh yes, yes.
Red
Phil and I had Redbreast in Vegas with one of the marketing guys from the NHL. Guys, Redbreast. I think it's Redbreast 18. I think it was. Chef's kiss. Great
That's
Yeah,
I
Irish.
just
love the
amazing.
Wingstop
Some of the
cheese sauce,
best
too.
whiskey I've ever had in my life.
Now,
So
if we're gonna do a drunk stream, it's got to be. We have to all be in the same area.
Yes.
It'd be
I'll-
much better in the same area.
We'll do it
You're
for the
coming
cup
up for that
parade,
one, Nicholas
I'll-
Rose.
when the Rangers win the cup and I fly out for the parade, we're all gonna get shit faced and do a stream.
Oh, it's not when. It's not if. It's when.
It is when. It is not Wenberg. It is when.
That's the ice cold take right there.
And as Leo said, look at the look in Mark's eyes when he said Redbreast. Look, I love Redbreast. And first off, I drink John Powers like it's water. I mean, I know I kind of had a bad reaction before, but still. But
Oh,
on the other hand,
Stadium Series. Oh my God, what a fun ride home!
oh God, yeah. And, yes, and Lou, you're right about that. Redbreast,
Yeah,
you drink
yeah, Redbreast,
slowly. Thank you.
You drink slowly. You honestly, you on the rocks. You sip that, but like honestly, I could probably sip that pretty quickly, and it just goes down so fucking smooth. It's
by the
so
way-
good.
By the way, guys, I gotta also say this. Credit to B-Rye. You know what? One guy said Rangers in 6.
Oh God, here he goes.
Oh, Maron.
I did too. No way. They just
Predict,
had to lose
predict
2
the
to get it
first,
done. It's
the
fine.
first, predict the first goal scorer and the game-winning goal in the clinch a game. Then come talk to me.
Actually, you know what? Your prediction on the Stadium Series, amazing. That was
Oh,
great.
what did I do? I forget what I said.
Vinny Trocheck, anytime goal scorer. You put that out as a bet.
Oh,
didn't do
He
that.
won.
I think that was
Yes.
no. I think that was Nick.
Oh,
I
was you?
said
Or was it
that,
Nick?
that was Nick.
That was
definitely Nick.
I think
What did I do?
Predict the Trocheck goal in the Stadium
Oh,
Series.
did I- oh yeah, that was
We
me.
all-
oh yeah,
we
because I
all-
said because
I mean-
what's his name was it? Tommy DeVito was in the stands.
yes.
I was on
I
the money
should-
with Scott Mayfield taking a dumb penalty. Not that that was a bold take, but I was on the money with that one.
I said that. No, mine was bad. Mine said it was going to be a goalie duel.
The
That didn't
goalie.
work out too well.
I forget. Each of us said something that actually happened. I pointed out. I forget what I said. I forget what everyone.
I think
Well, Harry,
mine
someone said
was
the Rangers
watch
are
out
gonna
for
win the cup.
Brock Nelson. He was going to score.
Yep. Someone said Nelson.
No, Joe, you said that Mika had to step up.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
you
he
said.
did. Yeah, he got the tying goal. Yes. See, I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is correct. I think they are 8-0 when Trocheck gets a point. I think.
I'm gonna look that up. That is insane if that's true.
Because who scored in game 4? Did
Wow.
Trocheck have a point?
He's literally not kidding. The
Yeah,
only
that's
two
true.
games the Rangers lost was games 4 and game 5 of this series, where Trocheck did not have a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also the Rangers are unbeaten when Chris Kreider has a hat trick.
I hope
The Rangers
so.
were 3-0 in this series. Bissonnette talked about it. The Rangers are 3-0 in this series when they got a power play goal.
Did you guys talk about Goudreau mentioned that Kreider said during the intermission that he's gonna get one, and then he just messed around and got 3.
One?
Yeah, Kreider's like, I'm gonna get 1. He just messed around and got 3.
Yeah, I got one in me.
So
You guys don't know this one. I know Phil
That's
does.
like
my man set the NHL record for the fastest natural hat trick in a playoff game in just under 5 minutes, I believe. Just over 5 minutes.
Ooh, Gretzky?
Yep.
Yes.
I remember watching the MFG Vault. I watched
I
that
will
on
never
MFG Vault.
forget that because
I watched it live.
I was in school.
I'm too young.
I was in
I'm not.
school, and there were people that I knew that were Islander fans, and they saw my Ranger jersey, and they were like, "Oh, Gretzky, he can't really score goals anymore." I'm like, "Really? You say he can't score goals anymore?" So what does he do? He fucking pulls up and he pulls the brakes and fires a fucking slap shot past Van Beesbroek's glove. Challenges Van Beesbroek where he's at his best too, glove side high, and he fucking smokes it past him.
He
And then he
faked
does it again. And then I'm like, how the fuck? Yeah, Gretzky's turning back the clock here is literally what he did. Did we just lose somebody?
Yeah, we lose somebody?
You lost.
Yeah, we
Matt.
lost Matt.
We lost Matt.
Yeah, hopefully we get him back soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the
Damn,
DMs.
pull
Oh,
up.
there he is. He's back.
I mean, Phil, just mentioning Gretzky, he's sort of like Ichiro, where they're like, he could score goals. It's just like, sometimes he just doesn't want to.
It's just, it's like, it's so funny because he has these just insane legacy games that like you could never even dream of having. And like it just the fact that he says that that game 7 in 1993 against Toronto was the best game he ever played, when statistically it's not. It just goes to show you like how much of a standard he held himself to, because to have the type of game that he had with a hat trick and an assist to send them to the finals. And you want to talk about the missed high stick on Gilmore. Everybody talks about that. If you go to Toronto, they're still talking about that 31 years later. They're still going to bring that up. So I tell you right now, that game for me, like especially I idolize him. The reason I started playing hockey, for him to come to New York and play with Messier, which was my dream as a kid. And then for him to do that, I lost my shit. I completely lost my shit.
Does Wayne Gretzky want to score goals anymore?
A lamp.
Get the hoop.
Get the hoop.
$15 on a pump that didn't work.
Oh my god.
Did the Rangers want to close out? Did the Rangers want to close out this series tonight?
No. They wanted to go back to the Garden.
Dolan wanted another game.
Yeah, Dolan was pissed.
Hey, you know what? Doesn't matter. Chris Kreider, good motherfucking choice, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. I'll have a Chris Kreider too.
Yeah, we have to say that to Glenn Sather. Good motherfucking choice, motherfucker.
Yeah, for once.
How's it taste, motherfucker?
A 19th overall pick, 2009. And you know what the funniest part is? There was like, he was kind of projected as like a I would say like a late round pick in that draft. Like some people thought the Rangers were reaching, but Montreal went and did the most Montreal thing ever and took Louis LeBlanc because he was
Louis
French.
LeBlanc.
And they fucking missed Chris Kreider, who they blamed for the downfall of Carey Price's career. They could have had him, but they took the Francophone instead. Fucking shock ate me!
Drink, bitch!
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
I dare you.
Oh, man.
Double dare
Everyone's
you,
just asking this
motherfucker.
question, guys. Matt, why don't you answer that for us?
You guys think Hedo's having? See, I don't know because and I don't think so because if he had concussion symptoms already, he would have been shut down already. There
It wouldn't be in a
no
full
way
complement jersey at practice, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There was no way he would have done a back skate either. I don't
Yeah.
think it's. There's no way in hell. And even for his sake, if he was feeling concussion symptoms for his own sake, he would have pulled himself out of the lineup because he knows that you don't want to fuck with the brain and the head. You don't want to do that.
If this went 7, he would have played.
I actually love this reference right here from Liker because he's
Radical
taking the
Bull Rack.
Samuel Jackson beer. Remember Juice? That was a good one.
Hey, Radek Dvorak scored 30 goals for the Rangers.
I'll never forget when Radek Dvorak had a 4-goal game against the Islanders in 2001. It was the reason why he hit 30 goals that year.
I will say about Hedl, though, it seems from like a media side that the Rangers are very much doing a, oh, no, nothing to see here kind of thing. That's what it feels like. So like the illnesses that he has could be coincidence, could be somewhat. No, they're gonna get Gerard Gallant. That would be good.
I hope
I love this
Rangers
one.
fans ask for Gerard Gallant. I hope they do.
They cut to that
Yeah,
kid
yeah.
crying. I was just like, well, the
I've
first
been
thing
there
I said
before.
was like, there's still 4 minutes in this game. It's not over because I'm like
Oh,
going crazy.
man, I love the checkmates. I love checkmates. The dark days, I still have nostalgia about that time just because I grew up in that time. I went from 6th grade to 2006 without seeing playoffs. And I do have some nostalgia and some good memories within those days. Like the checkmates were a fun line to watch. If anyone got to watch those guys. The fly line with Fleury, Lindros, and York was great. When Pavel Bure came to the Rangers at that deadline, and he
20
played with
points in
Lindros
12
and
games.
Brzezinski. What's that?
20 points in 12 games, by the way.
With two, I think 2 hat tricks.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Jesus.
Stupid.
He didn't play
Pavel
that long
Bure
for the
was
Rangers,
so
right?
fucking good.
He played like 2
Parts
years.
of
I
two,
think.
parts of 2 seasons. It's actually amazing how many legends the Rangers rostered in that stretch where they just couldn't make the playoffs, dude.
That's insane.
It's
Well,
it's
didn't have
absolutely
the-
ridiculous.
Well, they didn't really have a goalie, right? That's when they had Blackburn,
Dan Blackburn.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Two was it 2 gloves or 2 blockers he played with because he had that
blockers.
thing in his arm? Yeah, 2 blockers, yeah.
Yeah,
That was when he tried to make a comeback.
Yes. That guy I feel bad for, but he also paved the way for Lundqvist to come in and take over.
he married John Davidson's daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No shit. No, I
that's
made
what
it all
happens
right.
when you house him for a while. And,
Yeah.
And did you ever hear the story about Davidson putting down cornflakes to make sure he wasn't going to walk down the hallway to go like hang out with his daughter?
Wait,
Oh my God.
wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Davidson
Like, on the
said, he's
floor?
like, yeah, I make sure I put down cornflakes so I could hear him if he walks down the hallway.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
It is great. I mean, hey, you know what? You run into a good son-in-law. That's
All right.
that's a great thing. But I mean,
Oh my gosh.
the legend of Dale Purinton or Bobby Horwick was our leading scorer. Oh,
God
jeez. Like I'm reading some of these comments right now.
We
The
saw a
worst
Dale
thing.
Purinton jersey at this outdoor game.
Blair
The
bets.
craziest thing about Bobby Hooley was that I remember the lead up to him being signed, and Philadelphia and Toronto both bid over $8 million per year to sign Hooley. So what does Sather do?
Hmm.
He goes over the top and gives him 9. And I was like, well, I love the fact that they signed him because I wanted him. But when I found out that they gave him 5 years and $45 million, I couldn't believe what the hell they were doing with that. Just the worst contract I've ever seen them throw out.
We have 6 days off.
Yep.
Here. Holy crap.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing, I don't think.
That's big.
I hate that.
Adam Fox needs it, though.
Selfishly.
He needs it more than anything.
Shut up, Evan D'Angelo. No one
I
cares what you think.
selfishly hate that. I selfishly hate that game 3 is on the 26th.
Why?
Because my mom was already going down on a trip to Florida that weekend, so I was gonna just join in and go if it was on the 25th, that game.
Oh shit.
Yes, worse than Wade Redden, because you shouldn't have been paying a 50-point center $9 million a year. Not only that, but Holik called out the country club vibes on the Rangers at the time into the media. And he also came out publicly and said, I'm not somebody you pay $9 million for.
Yep.
I'm a second
on the power. Yeah.
And he even said it to Matthew Barnaby.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, the Rangers didn't sign Patrick Elias because Glenn Sather refused to give him a no moving clause, so we went back to the Devils for less.
I saw that. All right, so I saw an interview of Elias literally talking about that.
Yep,
on a
2006
podcast.
free agency. 0506.
Wow.
Yep. And they whipped on Chara, and then they went after Elias, and they wanted Elias so bad. But
Sather wouldn't give him no move.
I don't know. I don't think it was
hilarious.
a no move. It was something to do with him, like, so he threw an offer out there, and Elias and his agent were like this close to signing with the Rangers, and Lou Lamoriello was dragging his ass on it, from what I remember Elias saying. I'll have to find it again, but I'm pretty sure it was just a matter of him just dragging his ass. If you want to see the ultimate screw up when it comes to Sather dragged his ass and didn't respond to Craig Patrick in 2001, in the summer of 2001, when he had the deal for Jaromir Jagr together, which was the same package he ended up sending to Philadelphia for Lindros, Brendel, Palovich, Janssen, and a third-round pick. And Pittsburgh turned around and took a lesser deal from Washington to send him to Washington, because Sather was probably fishing in Banff or something like that. And he dropped the ball on that one big time.
Hey guys, just going to throw this one at you. David's saying right here, I had a friend in high school that said, you never sign a former Devil, and so far he's been correct. But the Rangers did sign a former Devil.
No. You want to know why? Pat Verbeek.
Yes, sir.
Well, that one, and I was going to point out, they signed Scott Gomez.
Yeah, which
and ended up with a new captain.
Yeah.
You guys are forgetting the greatest Ranger Devil of all time. I'm honestly ashamed.
Christoph Oliwa?
Jimmy Vesey.
Yeah, but the Rangers had him first.
Bernie Nichols, because he won in the trade for Mark Messier. He had him in him.
Yeah, and then he ended up playing against the Rangers in '94.
Oh,
and Messier ended up scoring the game-winning goal with Bernie Nichols right in front of him.
He struck me as a bitch, Bernie Nichols. I don't know, when like a whiner. I don't know. When I saw
yes.
Oh, Shanahan
was that Glenn Featherstone?
I think he was in that deal, yes, but I don't think that was the core piece.
There was another guy that was in that deal. I covered that. It was one of the worst draft picks all time. Michael Stewart?
He was that the 87 draft?
Yeah, he was one of those. It was an awful draft pick. And they ended up trading him for Pat Verbeek. Hold on, let me get to that. Guys, keep talking.
I love Shanahan, but Verbeek was better for this team than Shanahan was, and Verbeek should have been brought back.
Yeah, before my time, but just looking at his numbers, I don't understand why they let him go.
Phil,
I think it was because he was on the older side, but
the Rangers not keeping someone because they're old. What?
Yeah, I know.
The fuck changed?
Right? Are you guys ready for this? The Rangers traded Michael Stewart, who I did say, Glenn Featherstone, who I did say, a 4th-round draft pick that ended up being Steve Wazlakalo. I don't know how
Bless
to
you.
pronounce that name. And a first-round draft pick in 1995. What Conn Smythe Trophy winner was drafted with that draft pick?
Wait,
Hold
what
on,
year
hold
was
on,
it?
hold on. It was a first round pick in 1995. You said
Correct. He's a future Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
and he was drafted by Hartford, right?
Yep.
Jean-Sebastien Giguère.
Ding, 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 ding.
Get jiggy with it.
Holy shit. Damn. Impressive.
Yep.
Very
Most impressive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I know that because he was drafted by Hartford, and he was actually, if I'm correct, he was the actual last member of the Hartford Whalers to play a game in the NHL.
By the way, Phil, for you,
That's good.
there you go.
Yeah, that's that's part of why I know that.
Who was the worst Ranger you guys remember watching?
Ooh.
Dale Purinton's right up at the top for me. He was absolutely terrible. I can name you some names, and
Valeri
we can go through a
Kaminsky, I
laundry
think.
list of names.
Right off the top of my head.
I really, really hated Del Zotto when I was younger. I really hated him.
Daryl Powell for me still takes the cake. That guy played how many games? Didn't have a fucking point. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna double
Be
check.
lucky that you guys never had to deal with Dale Purinton or
35.
Dave Karpa or Peter Popovich
Oh, Peter
or
Popovich.
Stefan Kintal.
Oh, Stefan Kintal. And you know what's
So
even
bad.
worse? He then became head of player safety.
Yeah,
And
before George Paros.
And then he held a grudge against the Rangers.
Two
Yeah.
people said glass on the chat.
Peter Holland, he was pretty bad.
Peter Holland was terrible.
Patrick
Yeah.
Nemeth, probably the most recent.
Oh, Nemeth was
Or
Nemeth's
Greg
Nemeth's
McKegg.
up there.
Greg McKegg's up there.
Precision.
Justin Falk, FALK.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Nah.
okay. He was okay. I didn't hate him.
Vladimir Malakov was okay as well.
Oh, Nemeth
Connor Garland's hurt.
was bad.
You know what though? You know what? Igor Ulanov.
Ulanov was bad.
He was
bad.
bad as a Ranger. He was
And
one of the
I'll
only guys I
never
would see
forget
that
there were
blocked
times
shots
where,
by going down
like,
to both knees.
There were like times where Purinton and Ulanov would end up somehow out there at the same time in the ice. And it literally, if you thought watching Nemeth was bad, watching those two together was just an abomination.
I used to
Christian Backman was not the worst.
I
I
watched
could.
Nemeth and Tenorti together. That wasn't exactly a
Bro.
fun experience.
when I first
Oh.
started watching hockey, Alex Old was the backup goaltender, and every time he was in the net, and the Rangers would let up like 6 goals. I thought he was the
Puck
worst
Doku
player.
legend.
Yeah, seriously.
Um,
Alex Auld is a savior of many a Puck Doku grid.
I used to say all the time, Redden and Roosevelt, $11 million of irrelevant.
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I've heard my dad complain about players growing up.
That
It
was
was Roosevelt, and I think it was Christian Backman was the two.
I feel bad for
Roosevelt and Redden
Roosevelt.
were a D pair, right?
Yeah.
No, it was Roosevelt and Redden. That was a short-lived pair.
Dredden and Blowsville.
It was really Roosevelt Malik were the pairing for 3 years together, 06, 07, and 08. And I felt bad for both of them in a way because they were brought in to not be top pairing defensemen, but because the Rangers had no depth there, they were playing 20 plus minutes a game, the two of them, and they just couldn't do it.
Phil, let's start with you. Think Carolina's tearing it up, or they're bringing back Rod Brindamore and running it out one more time?
You know what? Honestly, I think it may depend on what they're able to do, like free agency wise. Because if they're not able to bring their guys back, it may make sense for them to restart at that point. You know, I mean, they have pieces. They have young pieces. They have Jarvis, Svechnikov. Aho is still young. I mean, a lot of those guys are not going to go anywhere. But, I mean, are you going to go and you're going to sign Gensel to 10 plus million? Because that's what it's going to take to probably sign him. And I don't think they're going to do
32.
that. I don't think Dundon doesn't like to pay up for stuff like that. So, like, I really don't see that happening.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say depends on what ownership wants, but the way I see it, they're selling out every game. I'm pretty sure they sell out every game. Nick, you would know more than I do.
Well, it's tough because I'm in Charlotte. I'm a little bit away from Raleigh, but I'll tell you this much: the fan base in Charlotte is loud and obnoxious. I wouldn't
Okay.
be shocked if
So-
they sold out every game. The Checkers, the AHL team that's right by me, pretty much sells out every night. So I
So, I
wouldn't
mean,
be shocked if Raleigh did.
if you have a good thing going, you have a good quality product to put on the ice. So why mess with it? But if the ownership or the GM has championship aspirations for realsies, then you might have to sell off a few pieces here and there because some of those guys are getting a little bit older, like Jordan Staal. Although he could still play.
The problem is it might not be up to ownership with that or management because they have so many UFAs. You go to their cat-friendly page, it's like all red and blue this offseason. And
I'm going to pull that up right now.
And then the year after, Slavin's a UFA coming up very soon. Orlov, Burns. Like, they had the only guys they really have locked up long-term are Aho, Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi because of a pity offer sheet, which links for Trocheck. And then Jordan Staal.
You fall down the stairs?
For long term.
Did you fall down the stairs?
Matt, what do you think?
They're such in a weird position because they're obviously a good team and they have a lot of talent, but they're at that point where it's like they just can't get over the hump for whatever reason. And it's like, how many times can you run it back and it just doesn't work over and over again? Like, I think they're at a point where I don't think they'll obviously tear it down and rebuild because they still have a lot of valuable assets like Aho and guys like that we mentioned. But I do think we see some kind of retool this offseason. You know, whether that goes a lot of roster changes, whether that's, you know, getting a new coach, maybe even Don Waddell gets fired and he's moved on from.
Vancouver tied it.
Because, I mean, you like we mentioned before, when you look at the cap friendly, Shea's a free agent, Pesci's a free agent. D'Angelo's free agent, but he's shit. Chatfield's a free agent. Martinook's a free agent. Gensel, like we said, Teravainen. So they're such in a weird position. I feel like they really missed their opportunity to win a cup in the last couple of years.
This was pretty much like the big part of their window. This was like their year to take the biggest swing because now that Natchez and Jarvis is up, I mean that's a lot of money being allocated to them now that would have been allocated for like guys like they took a big swing. I thought the Bunting signing for them last year was great. It just didn't work out, but they're not gonna be able to take swings like that anymore.
I think they're gonna try and swing in a trade again though because we saw the whole thing about Pedersen. So you have to think that they're gonna try to find a way to make a swing in a trade. Maybe if Brady Tkachuk is available, like that would make sense for them, but
I'd rather him go there than the Devils.
I'd rather them just stay out of the division personally.
Oh yeah. They have 14
they
have 14 free agents, $27 million to do that. To sign.
Yeah, I don't see them making a big trade for someone like Pedersen. I don't know how that works. Like, are they going to become Toronto and become top heavy?
Exactly. They're built off of depth and contribution up and down the lineup. Carolina just doesn't strike me as a team to make a big move like that.
How are they using Kotkaniemi as a fourth liner with that salary? How?
Because Kotkaniemi is a fucking bust too.
Yeah, he's not good.
Yeah, because they thought he was going to be something bigger, and because he had a good playoff run with Montreal, and he wasn't.
Yeah. And it was just out of spite because of the Aho thing.
Which was so stupid because the Aho offer sheet actually helped Carolina.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Tremendous.
Discount.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
It was unreal for them. It was a favor. I think it's hilarious too because Kotkaniemi went third overall in what was it 2018, and I remember he was projected to go ninth overall to the Rangers that year. That was a big thing. Like, oh, we might get this Kotkaniemi kid at 9. I mean, they're getting Kravtsov. Gee, thanks.
And that's
He was a massive reach. I remember, like, because me and Anthony were there for that draft for Off the Post, and we covered that draft live. And when, like, I talked to Sam Cosentino about that, and I talked to him about Kravtsov too. And they said Sam Cosentino told me because I actually interviewed him like in person. He was great, super nice guy. But he said that Kotkaniemi was viewed highly by Montreal staff. Montreal had him like way, way higher up on his board than most other teams did. And he said the Kravtsov thing it was very hard to get a grasp on Kravtsov because of the fact that he played over 3 different leagues during the course of that season, the VHL, the NHL, and then the KHL. And it was the KHL playoffs that really shot him up the rankings. So a lot of some teams had him at like 31 or 32. Other teams had him at like somewhere maybe around like 10 to 15.
But Pilk, didn't you see those clips of Kravtsov on Instagram that are going around right now? What a dangle. Who fucking cares?
Oh, God.
At some point, like I said last time I was on here, he did not have the makings of an athlete, of a varsity athlete.
It's actually kind of funny looking at that 2018 draft. I just pulled it up. You could legitimately argue that right now, Keandre Miller is the 5th best player in that draft. Kachuk, Dahlin, Svetch, Quinn Hughes, Miller, Dobson, and after that, it really... Oh, Evan Bouchard. I left out Bouchard, but it really kind of falls off after that.
Yeah, that first round has not been good.
Honestly, brutal.
That and 2019 are like so underwhelming to look back on. 2019 is mostly because of injuries, though. Like a lot of guys from that class got hurt, like Doc.
Yeah.
Turcotte, I think, also dealt with some injuries.
Yeah.
Don't forget the pandemic really screwed with everybody too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's go to this comment real quick because again, assuming the Rangers keep going on, Matt, let's start with you, which is who do you think is going to make it out of the West?
Dallas.
Ooh, should be a layup.
Yeah,
Dallas.
get the hoop.
Well, the hoop's right here.
Yeah, it's got
This
to
should
be Dallas.
be bump set and spike.
I understand
money.
that they lost yesterday, but that Dallas team, in terms of stars, depth, you look at their decor, like I understand, like you look at like Ryan Suter and Nils Lundqvist, like they aren't the greatest, but you look at their top 4 in terms of defensemen: Heiskanen, Lindell,
not even fair.
Tanev,
Harley,
they are stacked. And then like the guy we mentioned before, Wyatt Johnston, he has taken such a big step in this playoffs. Not that he wasn't good already, but he's even taken that bigger step. Like, and he could potentially be Dallas's best player within the next couple of years.
I was just gonna say,
no doubt.
I said it on my stream, and I think I said it with you guys around here. I went out there and I said it, and I'll say it again. He is going. I'm going to guarantee it. He's going to be their best player one day. There's something about
100%.
Like when I watch him play, I see the same thing with Lafreniere. They have that it factor. Like you can just tell that they have it, and like either you have it or you don't. And Wyatt Johnston has it in spades. Lafreniere has it in spades. And I think I may have said it on. Not the last stream, but the stream before we did, I think, the weekly stream. Like, we're watching 2 young superstars in the making, like, coming out as we speak.
And, you know, I'll just say this because Chris T mentioned it. Like, I hope Brendan Hoffman blossoms into a really good player for the Rangers, but the fact that they passed up on Wyatt Johnston, that hurts.
I don't feel too bad just because of how many teams did. But I'm looking at now, I didn't even realize they traded back and they still got him. He fell to their lap when they traded back because Detroit was starving for a goalie for whatever reason. But
I'd say yeah, Dallas is that team is set not just for like this year. They were talking about it on Don LaGreca's podcast. I think
they're going to be a problem for a while.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem for a while. Like, you look at all the teams that are in it right now, you could say, like, their window is right now. Like, Dallas's window is wide open, like, for
Dallas
years to come.
It's
not like 2-3 years. It's like
insane.
5-6 years that Dallas could be kicking the can because they have, like, the veterans to complement all their younger guys. But when their younger guys take over for their veterans, they're going to be great. They're going to be awesome. Like, they're already great right now, and just give Ottinger a little bit of time, a couple of years maybe. He's going to be a
if
great
it's not
goalie.
this year, it's next year. They win.
If it's not this year, it's going to be next.
It's so funny.
I think Edmonton is coming out of that series against Vancouver. I don't know. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling about Edmonton. That power play.
I'm not sold on Edmonton. I don't think Edmonton's that great.
I know you guys like Vancouver. But for some reason, I always look at Vancouver. Maybe this is just because of the Alain Vigneault Canucks as like the choke artist. You know what I mean? Like they have a lot to prove to me.
I agree with you.
And
on that.
Edmonton in the
Edmonton isn't
playoffs.
choke artists. I just want to make sure you're clear on that one.
I know.
They have shooter tutors for their goalies.
Right,
but
like
at
let's
least
call it what it
Edmonton
is. Calvin
constantly in-
Pickard's starting.
Yeah.
I think
Calvin Pickard or Calvin Picard?
Oh God, I don't know. Pickard my nose. All I know is that the Dallas Stars, and just to touch on their depth real quick, the Dallas Stars had 8 20-plus goal scorers, and they had 10 players with 47 or more points. For
Holy
reference,
shit.
the
Smith.
Rangers had 6 players with 40 or more points, and they had 5 20-goal scorers. The Dallas Stars are stack daddy. It's not even close. I
Wow.
honestly think up and down the roster, top to bottom, they have the best roster in the NHL.
well,
I
that
agree. What
their
was I saying
fourth
about Craig Smith in the offseason? I wanted that guy on the
Craig.
Rangers for the fourth line.
their fourth
looking
line
at him.
consists of Craig Smith, Sam Steele, and Roddick Foxa. That's
Holy
easily the best
Dude,
fourth
that's
line in the NHL.
absurd.
Okay,
Absolutely absurd.
but guys, let me throw this one out at you because Pete DeBoer teams always look unstoppable
And then
until
they choke.
suddenly they don't.
Yeah, until they reach the
agree.
conference finals.
Yeah, until they reach conference finals. Look at them last year.
It's
That,
not
that
going to
team
be
was
the case this year.
amazing. And then last year, they come out, they go down 2-0 to Vegas, down 0-2, and then Jamie Benn takes one of the dumbest penalties
Yep.
I
I've ever
remember
seen.
that. I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, as long as they finish this up against Colorado, they have a free pass to the cup. Like, I don't see them
I
losing
agree.
to Vancouver, Edmonton. There's just no way.
100%. There's
No,
shot.
I've said that Dallas has the probably the deepest roster. I said their top 12 forwards is the best forward core in the league. Their
Yep.
defense can be exposed because I think Suter and Lundqvist are both terrible defensively.
That's
but
a
their
pair.
goaltending makes up for that in spades. And
Nils
that
Lund-
is-
Nils Lundqvist doesn't even play like the full game. Like you'll see,
Mhm.
like he'll play in the first period, and then
they
Dallas-
Rempe him.
and then they
Yep.
go to 5D for the rest of the game.
That's
And they
nuts.
and they don't take penalties. They took the second least amount of penalties in the entire NHL this year.
That
They
would
do
be a
not.
shitty-
Yeah. So then if the Rangers, just saying, if the Rangers do match up against Dallas, it will be 5-on-5 almost the entire
They
time. It's ridiculous.
the Rangers.
I'm scared
I
of them.
will say. I mean, it probably doesn't matter, but the Rangers played really well against them at MSG last time they played. Like that was
I mean,
a
Igor stole
solid
that
game.
one.
Yeah, the third
Yeah.
period. Yeah, Igor stole it for sure. Yeah, but the
was
Rangers
a
played a
crook
very
in that
solid
series.
game.
But then that game in Dallas, they got annihilated.
Oh yeah, that was early in the season. I remember that one.
That's the
That
one
was
time
one
I
of the
think I'll
ones where
pick a
Zach Jones
matchup,
looked
though.
outmatched.
Yeah, Jones looked outmatched in that.
Yeah, you know what,
That's the one
though?
time I might pick an opponent.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not worried about Florida though, because Florida, they are fast, but I don't think they're as fast of a team as Carolina.
I
agree.
With that.
So
agree.
I think that they match up better in that regard. I would absolutely rather face Boston than Florida, but I think the Rangers, because of the fact that they now have those bigger, tougher guys, it serves better against Florida. I worry about somebody like Roslovic in that type of series because he has a tendency to disappear.
He
I
did
wonder if
take
they
a
bring
couple
back
hits
Hedel.
tonight.
Mhm.
Roslovic on that on Kreider's first goal, he took a hit to make a play. Like along the
Yeah.
boards, he got cut off from the puck, but he took that hit, and it got.
Yeah, I'm convinced Roslovic is just a slightly smarter Julian Gauthier. All the skill in the
I
world, I
said
just
that
don't
the
think
other
he knows what
day.
to do with it.
I said
Yeah.
that the other day too. It's so true.
I don't mean to offend Roslovic on that one. He can't be Julian Gauthier.
No,
He's got
I
a
mean,
better shot.
He's
Mark is
smart. He's
fuming.
smarter than Gauthier. But the point remains. Like I think Gauthier is a very skilled player. I think he's got talent. He's got physical talent, but he does not have a hockey mind at all.
Gautier's a
I'm happy to hear
one
that.
goalie. It's that
Yeah.
one move and that's it. And if that one
Yep.
move doesn't work, he's invisible.
Yeah. That Julian Gauthier is the definition of just being a freak athlete, but has no mind for the game. He was a freak athlete, and that's what got him to the NHL, which is impressive enough. But that guy just does not have any mental side to him when it comes to hockey. He doesn't know
not
what
have
he's
the
doing. He just
makings
plays
of a
whack puck.
varsity athlete.
It's so funny. I always said that, like, when he first came up, he reminded me of Kreider when Kreider first came up.
Yes.
Because Kreider was as dumb as a box of rocks. When he
Yeah.
first came up. And literally all they would do is literally try Brad Richards or Derek Stepan,
Yep.
whoever he was playing with, bounce passes off the walls to
Yep.
try to see if he
Send
can
'em.
just beat fucking defenders and get in on breakaways.
The step on icing play when he'd shoot it down the ice, Kreider would pick it up, and yeah.
And score.
Gauthier was like
Would
a
the-
poor man's version of that.
So do you guys think
Make a
that
wish
this,
version.
if the Rangers go up against Florida, do you think it will be a more physical series than
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about
1000%.
Sam Bennett taking cheap shots at every
Yep.
game.
And then Boston too, you gotta worry about cheap shots too because of the stuff with Pasta and Lindgren.
I
You see what-
worry about Florida a lot more because I think Florida has more expendable pieces and that they have guys that can come in and fill holes where they might not be like, hey, listen, we
Pause.
kind of need you right now. Yeah,
We
yeah.
also have a
Pause.
goaltender. that
Florida's also missing a couple of guys that they get drafted in the advance.
Yeah, Lomberg hasn't been playing like
Lomberg.
dude, like Nick Cousins running around, Sam Bennett running around. I don't know.
I know.
I worry about Florida.
I know we shouldn't be saying this about our superstar player, but I think for Artemi Panarin's sake, I think he hopes that he plays the Bruins
Yeah.
because I don't like that matchup with him against Florida. It's just
He always kind of shits on Bob though, in all fairness.
He does.
He
He
does.
loves
Plays well.
because they're
He
best
does-
friends. He loves that competition between the two of them.
And he loves playing in Florida. I think was the stat, and I could be totally making this up, but was the stat that his points per game is the highest at MSG and where the Panthers play and wherever the Panthers play? Those are the
M&T
two
Bank.
sta- Yeah, I think those are the two stadiums he scores the most.
Is
in.
it like Florida Live now?
Yeah, it's Florida Live now.
Yeah,
Whatever.
whatever it is, whatever lame name they pick.
Bobrovsky looks like he's in the zone though. Like he's a Vezina finalist this year, right?
No.
I
No,
don't think so.
I thought he was a Vezina finalist
No.
this year.
Right now,
He's playing well,
Bobrovsky
though.
in the playoffs he's got an 896 save percentage. He ain't in the zone.
No,
Yeah,
he's not in the zone.
Somalia.
Never mind.
Come on down.
You're thinking,
No,
no, Joe,
No,
you're
actually,
thinking he's in the
he's one of
zone
the
because he
finalists.
made that elbow save and a couple other great saves. That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, actually, he is one of the finalists. It was him, Demko,
Yeah, that's-
and Hellebuyck.
I thought he
He
was
named
good.
him a
This year. Definitely
finalist?
not in the maybe not in
What?
the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, come on.
No, he is.
Yeah,
I have it
he
pulled up
is.
right here.
There's
He
no
is.
way.
It's Bobrovsky, Demko, Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Fuck me running. You're not kidding. That how?
Well, he had a 237 goals against and a 915 save percentage. 36
Anyways, yeah, about Bob. He had a sick regular season, huh, boys?
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Well, he
Really?
was in the zone, and now he sucks.
Yeah. Well, not in the zone right now.
What is his save percentage again, Mark? In the playoffs?
896.
How is Florida winning?
That's
Because
fucking
they're a better
hilarious.
team.
Matt Murray numbers, bro.
Not
No,
for nothing.
for real. It's Matt Murray numbers.
Yeah, not for nothing. There's two goaltenders right now with a sub 900 save percentage, and the teams are winning. And the other one is former
Jake
Ranger.
Oh, no.
Alexander Georgiev.
Alexander Georgiev.
Wow. Damn, that should have been a layup. Would have been
Yeah.
hell on my part.
Heck, come on.
Georgiev.
What
You
layup?
know how much I love
Damn
Georgiev.
dunk.
He's so bad. I
terrible.
kind of want Colorado to get there because I would love to see Igor outduel him and then see him cry like a little cunt after.
I'm with you on that. I freaking hate him.
I don't
Yeah,
like
same.
him at all. When Igor first came up and he won the starting job from Georgiev.
Yep.
Georgiev did nothing but sulk after
Yep.
every fucking win that Igor had. Instead of being like happy for him. And you could just tell that he was visibly upset that he was losing his starter job and couldn't be happy for his I guess you want to call him a battery mate in a hockey term, I guess. But like, how the hell could you just
Royale
like,
with cheese.
yeah. But like, how can you just handle yourself in that way and just visibly show to your teammates and the fans that you're not happy that you're losing your job instead of being happy for a guy that's helping your team win? Like,
Phil,
I just, you know what? I can't stand that. He's an
Phil,
asshole.
do you remember the comparison I made about him? Where everybody's like, oh, come on, Georgiev's good. I was like, okay. Do you remember Ty Wigginton on the New York Mets?
Oh, God. Wow.
Ty Wigginton. And then you're like, yeah, they got
Holy
David Wright coming
shit.
up. Guy's going to be the best third baseman they ever had. That's the reason why you go with it.
I've got a Ty Wigington pin, like that you put on a lanyard. I'm not even kidding. That is amazing. That's the name you just pulled out. Holy shit!
Wait, what name drop are you going to drop next? Turk Wendell?
Oh my god!
Perhaps with the shark teeth.
The tall sheik, the shark teeth.
Yeah.
It's funny. My friend Eric actually met Turk Wendell when he was younger, so he had a picture with him and everything.
By the way, I'm putting this in right now. We got 95 likes, guys. Can we get to 100?
I don't know. 5 more.
Do it.
Lastings millage.
God almighty, dude. That guy was
Alex Escobar.
It's so funny because Lastings Millage was like, I think Baseball America's #1 prospect for like 2 years straight.
Yes.
The Mets have a bunch of those.
He did it to himself, though. Wasn't he like a major ass? Like no one liked him?
Yeah, he was a fucking head case.
Yeah.
Fernando Martinez.
God, dude.
Ugh.
So many bad ones.
Chris T.
And then
Phil
trade
had a
Scott
perfect game.
Kazmir for freaking Victor Zambrano.
Victor Zambrano.
Woof.
Jesus Christ.
Rick Peterson said he can correct him in 2 minutes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
God, dude, the mid 2000s New York Mets was some great players with Reyes, Delgado, Beltran, Wright, but oh my God, that team couldn't do shit. I'm old enough to remember when Luis Castillo was somehow our starting second baseman.
We're seeing it again now.
God almighty. Yeah, well, I don't talk about the Mets now. They don't exist.
Bernard Gilkey. Wow.
No, it's
Hey,
Joey Wendell.
By the way, do you guys know Bernard Gilkey's worst moment as a New York Met? When a
What?
fly ball hit his head in the movie Men in Black.
Bro.
That's crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I remember Gilkey. You're going back to like the Rico Bronya days.
2010 Oliver Perez was awful.
Oliver Perez, jeez. Dude, I'm old enough to
Specifically
remember.
2010 Oliver Perez was.
Dude,
like
I'm-
the
He was a
worst
good
thing
trade,
ever.
but a bad free agent signing.
I remember when the Mets like back-to-back big deadline moves was they got Ryan Church and Brian Schneider from the Nationals one year, and then like a year later they got Sean Green and who was the infielder? Was it Damian Easley they got? And they both retired immediately after, I want to say.
I remember Sean Green in LA, and he was a beast.
Oh, dude,
in
that
LA,
kid
man.
was sick. He was a good
He
Met,
was
but
like
he
a
retired right after they
45
got
home
him.
run guy,
Sean
100
Green, if
RBI
I
guy
remember
in LA.
correctly, has the record for most total bases in a game.
Wouldn't shock me. Sean Green was a beast, but he was like literally just Michael Kadire just before we knew who Michael Kadire was. Played for a year and then retired immediately after, and he played well.
We were down bad for the most mid-deadline acquisitions. Like Juan Uribe
Oh
got
my
us excited.
God.
Like
Kelly
what is-
Johnson.
Kelly
what
Johnson.
was he
back-to-back
doing?
years.
Those
They
were
Tyler Mott. They did the Tyler Mott technique.
Mhm.
They were good. Those weren't bad acquisitions. The Kelly.
No, they
Johnson.
Said
weren't,
our
but we were
offense was
really
that bad that
shaking
we were
ass from
down
mid.
bad.
But
Yeah,
Evan
we were
D'Angelo, those
yeah.
were really good pickups.
I remember Jeremy Burnett with the Mets.
Twice was a New
Yeah.
York Met.
Yeah, that he was great in Milwaukee. He was just a massive monster in Milwaukee.
Tyler
Like,
Clipper. That guy was a
Mo
bum.
Vaughn.
Yo, Mo Vaughn.
Yuck.
I just watched that
Tyler
clip
Clipper.
of Mo Vaughn's 500-foot home run at I was about to say Citi Field, Shea Stadium. That commentary is so hilarious. It's Gary Thorne and Keith Hernandez. The
Wait a
ball
minute.
hits the Budweiser sign in right field, and Keith is like, "Oh, look at it! It looks like beer's coming down from there because the ball hit the wall so hard it rippled, and it looked like
That-
beer was coming down from there."
And if our
That's not even I don't think that's even the hardest hit ball I've ever seen in a Mets game. I was hanging out with my buddy Mike last night, who's a huge Mets fan, and he remembered this right away when I said it. Prince Fielder once hit a
Oh my
ball at
God.
Citi Field, and I forget who the fuck it was off, but he hit this ball so fucking hard that the ball was literally still carrying upwards when it hit the seats in the upper deck.
Jesus Christ.
It's probably off Bobby Parnell.
Hold
I-
on.
Oh my God.
I-
Dude,
I got two
don't
of them for you
remember
guys.
who it
No,
was. I
holy
tried to look this
shit.
up on
where
YouTube.
balloons just come from? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
apparently this creates balloons. Yeah, okay. I got two of them for you guys. One, I guess it's got to be on an Apple, guys. But
Rich guy.
but I got two of them for you. One, Mike Piazza versus the Yankees in 2000 when he hit a home run that basically Derek Jeter jumped for and it went over the stands in left field.
And he flew
What?
over the stage.
But the other one was I was at the game where Mark McGuire hit his 50th home run, and it was off of Octavio Hotel in the first inning, and he hit Ray Langford's number on the Mets lineup scoreboard. And if you think about it, that's in right field. He's a righty, and he
Jesus
hit that one.
Christ.
Yeah, but that was peak steroids McGuire. Yeah, the Barry Bonds home run at Yankee Stadium is still massive. But
That's insane.
That one was nuts because that one like barely started coming down. It barely started. But the Prince Fielder one, I swear to God, that ball was still like traveling upwards. He hit that thing so fucking hard.
The one
Barry Bonds one's going to New Jersey.
Neg type. It wasn't the Astrodome. It was Montreal. It was the Olympic Stadium.
Olympic Stadium, yeah.
The Olympic Stadium.
The one
He had
that
3 home runs in that game too.
Yeah, that's the craziest part is that he had he was such a great talent, and he was like the biggest example of drugs ruining a career. Him and Gooden. They're probably the 2 greatest examples I've ever seen. Kevin Stevens was another one, but Kevin Stevens.
Oh my God!
It all started with Rich Pilon in '93 against the Islanders when they had that accidental head-to-head collision, and they were both knocked out when they went to the ice.
Well, that was insane.
Oh, I
Here
like
we go.
this
By the way,
idea.
we're up to 103 right now, guys.
Nice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
If you
I'm
want
down.
random bets for
I'm
like the
down.
mid 2000s, and you want a good dude, actually, because I actually used to come into where I worked at the time. Paulo Duca,
Yes.
Big-
Biggest eyebrows in
big
MLB
horse racing
history.
guy. I used to talk a lot with him. I worked for OTB for a while, off track betting, and I worked at the Race Palace in Plainview. And Paul actually was like friends of my aunt because my aunt is high up in there. So I got to meet him. I got to talk to him like quite a few times. Super, super nice dude. One of the nicest professional athletes I've ever met. Up there with Doug Waite. And Doug Waite, I think, may be the nicest that I've met.
Adam Graves is probably the one that comes to my mind for me.
Everybody says Graves. Everybody says Graves. I
takes-
never got to meet Graves, but
Graves
Doug
signed
Waite
my,
was
Time for everybody.
Graves signed my hockey stick when I was like 8 years old at a hockey practice one time in Dix Hills. Oh, God.
Yuri Carlotti. I remember him with LA. He was a good prospect for LA too, and he came up. And I thought it was like in the early 2000s Kings when they were making those like Cinderella type runs and stuff when they upset, I think, like Detroit and Colorado one of those years. But Carlotti was a good player. He was highly regarded in Finland. And when he came over, everybody thought he was going to be like a real good puck moving defenseman, and he just never became that. But good player though. Oh man, Romanello, you had a game? I would have said fuck the game. I'm watching.
Oh yeah, no shot. No
My
shot.
man, come on.
And NYR for Life summed it up for us, guys. We're still in disbelief.
Still in
on everything
shock.
we just said.
Yeah,
Like Chris
Kreider
Kreider
wasn't
won that
dog
game
shit.
in 9
He wasn't
minutes.
dog shit.
he was
It
not
was not
dog.
dog shit. I'm surprised Evan doesn't have a fucking a gift
Where is
for that
Evan?
for me.
Did he peel out?
I think he did.
A little
I think
Irish
he did,
goodbye.
Yeah, I think he did.
When
Yeah.
when Aho scored that goal to make it 3-1, I was like, yeah, they're done.
Yeah, my dad was like, he's like, oh, they're done. He said he was about to go upstairs. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't. For some reason, even though I had like 1% hope, 1%, and I was just like, no, you can't. You can't.
I had a sneaky suspicion the Rangers are going to win today because I did the reverse Eddie Mush today. So I
Plain.
am the worst hockey bettor of all time. I win bets on everything except for hockey. I put $100 on the Kings to win today, and that is the best $100 I've ever spent on my life.
Good job.
Best $100 I ever spent in my life.
Good job.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's not a hockey bettor worse than me. Dude, I bet on the most random shit in the world. I win on that. Hockey, never win.
So guys,
$100 on the Kings.
guys, let me start with Phil. And guys, go around the table. I'll go last. Are the Rangers going to the Stanley Cup Finals? And if so, how many games in the next round? I know it's early.
I mean, I can't say no. I mean, I would be a terrible fan if I said no. I really would. I think it's going to take at least 6, though.
Yes, I'm with Phil. Exactly. At least Rangers in at least 6, and yes, they're going to the final.
I'll say I hope they win. They need to play a lot better than they did this series. If they play Boston, I think they win in 6. I think if they play Florida, they win in 7.
Oof,
I think they can beat Boston in 5.
I was gonna say, I think to tell you the truth, I think if the Rangers carry over momentum from the third period of that game, and truth holds out that the Rangers are a faster team than both Boston and Florida, and with how well we've played on the road thus far in the playoffs and this entire year, give me the Rangers in 5 versus either one of those schmucks.
No, against Florida?
No, that's
Joey D, did I fucking stutter?
You did not. Wow.
I'm
say
putting
this.
my foot down.
I will say this first. I think you're right about that. I think the Rangers could beat either team in 5. And I think their thing is, I almost want to say it's almost like the Boston Red Sox 2004. Sorry, Yankee fans, for bringing that up. But it's just like it's almost like there's a monkey off their back right now.
Yes.
And you can't help but feel that. I mean, but we'll see who they're playing, either Boston or Florida.
and then
It's a matter of who could they play in the finals. I'll do a statistical breakdown. You guys know I'm going to do that. So
I think for me, I think that Florida, they just, in terms of stars, depth, I think the both teams will push each other. So that's why I think that will be a 7-game series. The reason why I think the Bruins would go 6 is because, one, you do a Pasternak, he could chip in. And also, you can't count out Jeremy Swayman stealing a game or 2 from that series.
Yeah, Sway God.
So, would you guys classify this season as a successful season or no?
No, they have to win.
No.
They have to win a cup. Yeah.
As long as they win the last game of the season, shout out Billy Bean, I really don't give a rat's ass. They just
I
need to win
agree
the
with
last
you
game of the
guys.
season.
I
I
agree.
think
All
they're
that
already in
matters.
success
Basically, they need to
territory,
win
guys.
a cup.
I think they're in
Precisely.
success territory. Now you're playing with house money.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, by the way, the last Stanley Cup loser, if somebody correct me if I'm wrong, is the 09 Penguins to get back to this. Well, 08 Penguins obviously was when they lost. 09 Penguins made it back to the Stanley Cup Finals, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct. And they won.
What do
it.
you wait? What are you saying?
The last
Stanley
team
Cup
to
Finals
lose in the
loser.
Stanley Cup Finals and then get back there the next year.
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe that would be the Penguins then.
So,
Yes.
Technically, the
Wait.
deck is stacked against Florida on that one.
Yeah.
Because the Rangers didn't do it in 2015, and everybody thought they were going to do it.
Coulda, woulda,
Yeah.
shoulda.
Yeah, well, maybe if Matt Zuccarello wore ear guards, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they actually showed up in Game 7.
Yeah.
He
Henrik
was the
Lundqvist.
leading scorer in the first round because
Yeah.
because a puck freakishly went right here and
Shattered
ended up,
his skull.
yeah.
I remember that shit sucked.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Or
took
if
the
dude
wind out of the
couldn't-
Rangers'
The
sails.
dude couldn't
Or-
fucking speak for
Mm-hmm.
how
And Joey,
long? was it?
don't forget this. If they would have scored a goal, maybe 3 in the last 2 games at home, they were in the
Yep.
Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
Or if I don't want to blame him, but if Lundqvist decided not to get destroyed in Game 3 against Tampa,
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
that's one
Yeah.
of
That
the
w-
series I'll ever lay an ounce of blame on Henrik Lundqvist
Yep.
for, because his numbers against Tampa in that regular season that year were atrocious. I think he let up over I think it was 22 goals in 4 games against them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid. What he
Yeah,
was
they
doing.
had his number. Wait, what was the other series that you blame him? Ottawa?
Ottawa 2017.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the Devils in 2012.
No,
in Game
no, he
5.
was great against the Devils.
But by the-
The Henry goal should have never counted. I'm sorry, it should have never counted.
Mm-hmm.
How did they keep track of that puck? I
He was on the goal line. How did Dan Girardi skate around the net?
Yep.
how they
Dan
lost.
Girardi's fucking terrible.
By the way, guys. So wait, guys, all the bettors in here, Romanell is asking this one: is NY the favorite against any Western team?
Not Dallas.
Were the Rangers a favorite in any game of this series?
No.
No.
No. That's still amazing to me. You're talking about the team that came off the President's Trophy and a sweep, and then they were up 3-0, and they were never.
Let it continue to happen.
I never once believed the people that said, "Oh, the Hurricanes have been outplaying the Rangers the whole series." No, not games 1 through 3. Maybe for the first 2 periods of game 2, but from third period through overtime, absolutely not.
Definitely not in overtime.
Definitely, the Rangers were clearly the better team in game 1. Game 2 was a toss-up. Game 3, the Rangers were the better team. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Majority of that game,
Game 4, they were the better team in game 4. It was
just the first period.
A shitty first period.
I do not buy that bullshit from the analysts saying, "Oh yeah, this is okay." The Hurricanes are looking at it as like, "Oh, this could have gone either way." No, the better team won.
Yeah.
Well, you got to understand. There's an alternate universe where Rod Brindamore thinks they won 6 games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were the better team in game 4. I really don't.
No,
care
they
what
were.
anybody says.
They were.
I know. I'm sorry, but they had a shitty first period.
All we kept here, I feel like Bart Scott right now. Like all we keep hearing about is their even strength. Couldn't stop nosebleed.
Well, guys, let me go right back at you with this. Like, which is a dumber comment? Sheldon Keefe saying it's set up for the Leafs to beat themselves, or Rod Brindamore going, "Well, there's 2 games, one where we're winning and one where we're not, and the one we're playing really good, and the other one we just haven't shown. It hasn't shown yet."
No, the
3-0 in the series.
The Keefe one is worse because he's just basically admitting that he's a bad coach and that he's letting himself get out coached.
That was a defeated man. I don't think I've ever seen an NHL coach like be that just defeated and not give a fuck attitude than
I
Sheldon
think they're
Keefe.
gonna hire Berube.
That's a good hire for them.
That is a good hire for them. Good man. Very nice guy.
Throw a ton of money at him.
Yeah, they need to make. They should probably trade one of their guys too.
I really do
Marner.
wonder what. I really do wonder what that Mitch Marner package is gonna look like.
I'm telling you right now, it's the Leafs. They're going to fuck it up. I saw Soros for Marner. Wouldn't shock me if they went that route. Wouldn't shock me. Yeah, Raycroft for Tuukka Rask. It's gonna be a great idea.
Andrew Crawford.
Yeah, God Almighty. I hope Toronto continues to suck. I don't like Toronto.
They're so hung up on a bad call from 30 years ago.
Yeah, they're hung up on a lot of things in Toronto.
Yeah, that's why they'll never win.
I probably got maybe about like 5-10 more minutes in me.
Yeah. Likewise, guys.
So,
yeah, I mean, hey, this has been a great stream, and we're over 100 likes.
Yeah,
So,
killed it.
No, it's good stuff, man.
that's the big thing. I mean, 250 viewers is awesome, but the likes is really like the big thing.
Yeah.
Got to get the likes up.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully we could keep doing more of these throughout this postseason.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that idea. The one guy in the chat said about getting going to a game next year. Big Daddy said it before. Great movie, by the way. Big Daddy, Adam Sandler. Hell
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Blue Rangers.
yeah.
Keep up, Anonymous.
Damn you! You give him all the easy
You
ones.
give the easy ones. Meanwhile, he gets Emancipation Proclamation.
Dude.
So, guys, by the way, I want to throw this out at you because I wrote the article about Chris Kreider and his the scoring prowess. This doesn't include tonight. Out of his 44 playoff goals, 11 of them have been game winners.
Jesus Christ.
Mark Messier is in second place with 7 for the New York Rangers.
Wow.
However, Kreider has given the Rangers the lead 12 times with 6 game-tying goals to boot.
Not on.
And these
I
are
mean,
all good. These are all.
And he did them both in this game.
Wow.
I know I shit on Kreider a lot, but that dude is clutch.
He's a completely different player when like it's time for desperation. He's he actually had a lot of energy tonight from the opening puck drop. I thought he was the Rangers' best player from the opening puck drop. He's the only one that had energy like through the first 2 periods, and then it carried over into the third.
I thought he was like the first few shifts. I thought he was good.
Yeah.
Then I thought that line disappeared a bit. and then somewhere in the third period, he found another gear. And I just that's just one of those performances that if they win the Stanley Cup, you look back at that performance and you say, legacy.
Now,
yeah, 100%.
we had this fight with empty netters. Does he get to number 5, greatest Ranger of all time?
So, what is the list? Gilbert,
not until
Leach. I'm not going in order. I'm just listing.
Don't worry. Gilbert,
Leach, Lundqvist,
Richter,
Messier.
I mean, where do you put Rattel on that list?
Rattel,
Where
Hadfield,
Bathgate.
Yeah, where do you put those?
Bathgate won an MVP, and you got Bathgate won an MVP in a year that the Rangers didn't make the playoffs, and he won it right in like the prime years of guys like Rocket Richard and guys like that. Boom Boom Jeffrey he won it. Gordie Howe, he won it right in that era. So he had to be really freaking good to do that.
Yeah.
I will say this. I think if the Rangers win the Stanley Cup, the argument becomes a lot easier to put him in the top 5, because when I hear greatest, and this is a little off topic, but I think when you talk about greatest versus best, greatest I think of accolades, best I think of individual talent. Greatest, if the Rangers win a cup and Kreider's on the team when they win the cup, I think you could have that conversation top 5.
And best
based on accolades.
Best you would
best
say,
is individual talent, and
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, like you could put Rattel in there for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think he's the guy when I look at it. I think if they end up winning a cup and he stays and he finishes out his career here, Zibanejad is going to be right near the top of goals and points for Rangers.
Yeah. He's already up there. I mean, I'm looking at the thing right now. What is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11th or 12th all time in goals for, and he's got hundreds of less games than everyone else. But then you could even turn that argument around and apply it to Panarin. It was a Statboy Steven was talking about it not that long ago, where his points per game is the highest in history for the Rangers. And if he even continues this pace I think if he stays with the Rangers for 5 or 6 more years and scores at a .85 point per game pace, which is significantly lower than where he's at as a Ranger right now, he will finish top 5 in Ranger scoring all time and have about half the games as the rest of the guys in the top 10.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
Joey needs to be on Apple OS. That's what it has to do.
I'm on a MacBook.
Yeah, but you also have an Android, Joey. You're not fooling anybody.
Apple Android D.
Android D.
Android D.
Even your computer's like, all right, cut it out.
There's no coming back from that one.
I love you, Joey.
So you do this, by the way, you do this, you get confetti.
Oh my dear Lord.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I got it.
Well, now you have to buy an iPhone. Phil, did you spawn in a bag of Qdoba? Where did that come from? I just noticed that. It just appeared.
Oh, yeah. I've been having some trouble with my nose and everything all night. So
Qdoba is my favorite Mexican food place. That's where Grace and I had our first date.
So Qdoba is great, but
Qdoba's awesome.
If you're ever back on the island, find Guac Time. Guac Time is even better.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is it around? Because I'm from Wantagh, so like where around Wantagh is there one close?
The one that I would usually go to would be Deer Park, but I don't know. Yeah.
What's the one that's a burrito mariachi is the one that is over in Wantagh? I know. There's 2 of them.
Margaritas is fucking great.
Best Mexican. Oh my god, dude! There's so many of those in Charlotte.
So wait,
love that place.
You've been to Wantagh and you haven't been to Boss Kroger's, home of the greatest wings ever?
Oh, I mean, we moved from Wantagh in 2017, and I've been up a handful of times since then. We don't really make that trip too often, but no.
I mean, because I know there's a good-looking bartender that works there.
Oh God.
Oh God, I feel like I'm missing something here.
Yeah,
Mark works at Boss Kroger's.
No shit, do you really?
Yeah, I've been there 16 years.
What?
Yeah.
In Wantagh?
In Wantagh.
You probably have seen my parents 100 times. That's fucking hilarious.
What are your parents
It's
doing?
funny because I mentioned
Steve
Deanna
and
before.
Teresa.
Wait, who?
Steve and Teresa Rose.
Okay, yeah, I
Love
know.
how I'm just giving away my information on the internet.
It's funny because Nick and I actually have a mutual friend named Deanna.
Yes.
So,
Work with
yeah,
her at
so-
SBJJ. I won't say the full name, but
After all, that's how me and Phil know each other. We have a mutual friend. So
that's fucking hilarious. It is, dude. When you sent me that, like, how do you know Deanna? I almost like, there's no way, dude.
dude,
it's funny because our mutual friend Mark is actually friends with Deanna.
No shot.
Yeah. So Mark and I, our mutual friend, we met through an old friend named Lisa. Lisa is actually Deanna is actually the reason I met Lisa, and Lisa is the reason I
Shit.
met Mark.
Ah, all right. So everything's starting to
Long
connect
Island,
now.
Everyone
Okay,
knows everyone.
dude. It really is, especially Long Island. Long Island is. That's one thing I miss a lot about it. It really is a small world. Everybody knows everybody through somebody.
Dude, the hockey community is an even smaller world. Like,
No, bro, it's insane.
It's incredible. Like, if you're even halfway decent at hockey,
Yep.
like, you're gonna find your way around, whether it's a league or whether it's a tournament or travel team, and you just fucking play with a whole bunch of people, and like you'll end up knowing so many people. Like, the amount of friends I have from hockey is just fucking stupid. It's stupid.
Dude. I gotta bring my skates up to New York the next time we go.
Yeah, we gotta hit the ice.
Dude, I think that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun, dude.
Phil, what do you got?
I gotta get a new pair of wheels, speaking of which.
I gotta get a new
You're
stick.
talking about bringing the skates up. I was about to say I'd have to get back on ice for this.
I
But
gotta
if you
get
guys had
back
the
into
roller,
shape.
if you guys had the roller hockey skates, let's hit the ODRs.
Oh, dude, that'd be so. We used to go. My brother and I, we used to go play at was it Marjorie Post Park?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marjorie
Yep.
Post Park. I used
Yeah.
to
Outdoor one in
years ago.
Massapequa.
Yeah, I coached kids league there for a year. That was a lot of fun. I love that spot, dude. The Marjorie Post Park was sick.
I'll commentate that game. Absolutely.
Now, Joey, you're gonna play. Come on, Joey.
Oh, I've
Joe's
never
gonna-
played hockey before. You kidding me?
Yeah, but dude, but that's not the point. I mean, it's not about that. It's about just having fun. Like when in Jersey when we wanted to do it. Too bad it snowed, but I think it would be sick if we don't. I mean, we don't have to do skates. If it's a skating thing, we could just. I'm cool. Whatever. I'll bring my roller skates and ice skates. I'm good for either.
Dude,
I just
one, of
want
the
to play
greatest,
hockey.
Commentate.
one of the greatest places I ever played was Ice House. That was in Hackensack. And the best part also was when I was back in my acting days. We did an episode
With
of
the eye roll.
Not a big deal.
That's my acting.
I was actually trying to sound a little bit more stuck up my ass with that one. But we did an episode of Amazing Sports Stories and we recorded it at Ice House. And I was like, I spent so many days here with Rambo Rangers. And that was Amazing Sports Stories that they cast me and they said, all right, well, let me tell you what it is. It's about it's called The Old Man in the Net. You see, in the 1920s, and I stopped her. I stopped the casting director and said, you know, Lester Patrick suited up in net for the New York Rangers. Is that what you're going to tell the story of? Yeah. My guy I played was Bill Cook.
No shit.
Damn! Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ranger legend Bill Cook and his brother Bun.
Yeah, Bun Cook. That's an interesting. Those parents knew what they were doing. They were aware when they named him Bun.
No, I don't. I think that's his nickname. I don't know.
I hope so.
Actually, I think it's Lauren. Is that right? Lauren Buncook?
Frederick Joseph Cook is his actual full name.
Okay, there you
All right,
go.
thank
Okay.
you.
Frederick Harold Bluetooth Anderson.
Then-
There's a Cooney Weiland that played for Boston.
Who
Cooney Weiland.
is his actual name? Cootie?
No, that was his nickname. His name was Ralph C. Weiland. He's actually a Hall of Famer for Boston. I think he is the first player to ever score 40 goals in a season, if I'm correct.
No shot, huh?
Yeah, two-time Cup winner, Hall of Famer. Oh.
So I got to get a picture of the Cry shirt from Carolina and say they misspelled it. It should be
Yes.
Kreider. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
Forgot the DER.
Bow, 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 bow.
Best hockey name ever, though? Dit Clapper.
oh, Jeff Bookaboom.
No,
like
Dit
those.
Clapper, man.
You remember the old Fox commercial? Oh, it's with Mike Myers.
Chan Mysack.
Well, Ray
Oh,
O'Brien
God,
is the
when
other
they
one.
trolled Craig Button with that.
Yeah, and
Oh,
my
so
sack.
bad.
Wait, there
Red
was
Wings
Button's such a
legend.
nice guy. He really is. I don't get why people mess with him the way that they do.
Who's
He's
that?
actually a very, very nice guy. We got to interview him on Off the Post. He was
He
great.
seems like a really nice dude.
You said Craig Button?
Yeah, Craig Button. Very, 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 very nice.
The
Matt,
guy
is that
from-
the guy we
from
said looks
May-
like the mayor of Whoville?
The mayor,
yeah, with the grin.
No, like I actually
He
have no
does.
beef with Craig Button, but I just think he looks like. Hold on, I gotta find that picture.
No, he does. He looks exactly like the mayor.
No,
of
I
Whoville.
I know what you're talking about, and I can see it.
like
It's-
yeah, I
it's
could
pretty
I
fucking
could
funny.
yeah, I could see the Grinch pantsing this guy. I like Craig Button though. He just looks like he's from Whoville.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Whoville.
I have friends that are friends with Fox and his brother. So somebody I know who's actually NYPD now. I went to the Rangers Detroit game 2 years ago when Miller scored that game tire, and they lost to Detroit in the shootout because Ryan Strome missed that wide open net.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
Which
this
one?
guy
Yeah.
that I'm friends with, who's now in NYPD, he was at the game with Fox's brother, maybe 3 rows back of the glass. It was pretty fucking funny. And
Yeah,
then
my
my friend
mom-
Pat, who is just an absolute mess. He's just a train wreck, but he's literally a riot of a person. I fucking love him. He starts trolling Fox's brother and just starts chirping Fox to his brother. But they all know each other, so it was funny as fuck. But yeah, McAvoy's father was actually at my uncle's wake. They grew up playing hockey together. They're both from Lido. Charlie's father still has a plumbing business in Long Beach and stuff. And yeah, if they would have won the cup in 2019, Long Beach was planning a huge, huge fucking parade for him. Huge parade.
And McAvoy, I mean, I think Matt Gilroy's still the best Long Island defenseman of all time.
Matt Gilroy.
Belmore boy.
Sadly, is it Rob Scuderi?
Belmore.
Oh my God, Scuds is from Long Island.
Yeah, North Belmore.
Both
No
Scuderi,
shit.
Scuderi, Syosset, both Scuderi and Matt Gilroy were both Long Island Apple Corps,
Yeah,
New York Apple Corps.
Huh.
They
Yeah,
both played
no
Apple Corps out of Long Beach.
yeah. I know
The-
Scuderi was teammates with my buddy Timmy Karakostas.
Yeah, Scuderi was good.
The one guy that I was so surprised that he played on Long Island because I never noticed it. And he's not from Long Island, but Tage Thompson played for the Royals.
What?
Oh, for the PAL Royals? Yeah,
That's
wow.
right.
Yeah, for the
Tage
Long Island Royals,
Thompson?
he played for one
Maddie,
year.
Maddie, did he play under LaFontaine? Was LaFontaine his coach?
I'm not sure, but I know
LaFontaine coached that team.
But I know because one time I was at Superior and I was walking around, and in the concession stand they have all the things of guys who play in the NHL who play for the Royals, and I looked up and said Tage Thompson. I'm like, what? Tage Thompson played for the Royals for 1 year?
Tony B.
That's freaking crazy.
So Anthony Botetto is actually really good friends. So my aunt that lives in Island Park, the next door neighbors have been family friends of ours for over 30 years. And one of the 2 daughters they had married this guy. And this guy is actually best friends with Botetto and was, I think, the best man at his wedding. So Botetto is, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Tony Botetto. God, I
Yep.
love that name.
Tony B. Remember that sick goal he had against the Capitals?
Against Washington? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked Botetto. Tony B.
I was hoping he'd work out, but it just.
Speaking
Nah,
about
it
sick
wasn't-
goals, I'm working on trying to get Sonny Milano on the show.
That would be
Ooh.
dope.
Nice.
It was such
The
a big
same
deal when he
guy
was
that
getting
knows
drafted.
Fox's brother is actually very good friends with Milano. They're from the same town.
And I could probably get Fox if they win the cup. He'll bring in the cup to Jericho Fire Department, so I can get him there.
Dope as
Eric
hell.
Nystrom, also from Long Island. He was Smithtown. So was Palmieri. Mike Komisarek from Islip Terrace.
Chris Higgins. I mean,
Chris Higgins,
Oh,
yep, Smithtown.
Shot Chris Higgins.
Ross
Jesus
Colton
Christ.
played at the private high school, literally right down the road from where I work in Princeton.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
who's the guy you're
He
planning
actually
against? The number one draft pick?
he's dating someone.
Oh,
He's dating a family friend.
I may have a big time guest for us who's going to have a real good future in the NHL.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So a buddy that I play at ODR with played for Mid Fairfield Prep under Marty St. Louis, and he's actually very good friends with James Higgins, who's going to go number one overall.
No
next year.
shit.
Yeah, I'm working
That
on
Higgins
that.
kid is disgusting.
He's disgusting.
That kid's
think
out
he's
of
a
this fucking
BU
world.
commit. I think he's a BU commit, if I'm correct. But he's gonna be the first fucking player to go first overall from Long Island. And
I
it's
think
gonna
he's
happen
better than
next
that
year.
Michael. I think he's better than Michael Misa, and I think he's better than that other kid who's projected high next year. Fuck.
All the
what's his name?
scouts have Higgins at 1 right now. Unless something happens next year, everybody's got Higgins at 1. And his U18s this year have done nothing to change that. He had like a 6-point game the other day or some
Holy
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
He's fucking
Kid is out of his mind. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Shane Pinto is nasty.
Yeah, Shane Pinto's Franklin Square. Very good player.
Surprised that what's his name? The other kid from around that area, his parents owned a bar. Oh, Bracco.
Jeremy
yeah,
Bracco, yeah.
Daniel Bracco, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Bracco. Maybe I'm thinking of someone 3 years ago. Who's
Who's
that
that?
kid that just scored an absurd goal for Canada a couple days ago?
Genther?
No.
No.
He's maybe he's not getting drafted next year, but the year after. I think he got exceptional status.
Oh my God, how did that not go in?
What the fuck am I thinking of?
Pause.
2026.
Yeah, Kincaid. No, I don't think Kincaid is Farmingville. I think he's Smithtown because
Gavin McKenna. That's what I was thinking of.
Who?
Gavin McKenna. That's 2 years from now.
Okay. Yeah, I Kincaid. I think he played. I think he actually also played like Smithtown or something like that. Oh, it hit the post. Wow, it was a wide open net too. Oh no, Pickard made the save and it still went off the post.
Yeah, Nick, remember 2BC's Colorado GMO
Yes.
Picard, John-Luc Picard,
Yes, I knew you were gonna say
leader
John.
of the Starship Enterprise.
Yep.
That's what I ragged on Mark the other day on the stream because you kept calling him Picard. I was like,
I kept on calling him Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard. Did
Hey,
you guys
Best of both worlds. Best episode to that series. Matt, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you guys watch the OHL finals with Dylan Rubrick at all?
a little
the
bit.
Rangers prospect? Dude, the London Knights absolutely pissed on Niagara. Did you see that? Because they swept them. Did you see the score of all 4 games?
They outscored them by like 25 goals total, I think, in the series.
It was
What?
borderline, dude. It was borderline
it was-
criminal.
How do you get outscored by
Dude,
25 goals in the finals?
Here are the
That's the
goals.
94
Here's the
Islanders.
scores. It was 8-1 game 1. It was 9-1 game 2. It was 7-6 overtime game 3, and it was 7-1 game 4. They absolutely baptized them. It wasn't even close.
Jesus.
Yeah,
it was,
London-
it was
NHL
stupid.
on easy difficulty.
Dude, it was beyond that. That was it was a crime. And then Rubrick's brother, Ryan Rubrick, who's also a pretty big kid, is gonna be a top 10 pick in 2026. That kid's nasty as well.
Want to wrap this up then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, guys.
Yeah.
And look, this has been a great stream. We went for 2 hours.
Yeah.
To quote the movie Clue, I am gonna go and sleep with my wife.
That is certainly a movie quote.
It's a great one, actually. You know what? It's an underrated movie. I'll say that. And also, Joey, we could do this now.
Come on. Yeah.
Oh,
Confetti
no.
D. Confetti D.
Confetti.
Confetti D.
Although we got to hear from Matt. He hasn't said anything in like the last 20 minutes. We've been dominating everything.
No, I mentioned the Tage Thompson thing.
That is
Yeah,
true.
you did.
No, I was just gonna say, but listen, good to win the series. Get a mental reset now, and now it's win another set of 4.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just get the rest. You need the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Let those other 2 series go as long as they can.
Yep.
Yep.
100%.
The other
Yeah.
3, you mean?
Oh, yeah. I keep on
No.
thinking one of them
Get
is
the
over.
gift. Get the gift.
And oddly enough,
Probably
I think
thinking
it's
the Dallas
Edmonton.
one is over.
I actually, it's actually that I think it's
No,
the
Colorado
Edmonton
won.
series. I think that's over. Not Colorado, Dallas. That's still going. And as Anthony put up there, all hail Kale. What a performance!
hell, Kale.
All hail Kale.
Kale
Kid's
McCarr is one of the
gross.
few guys that can pick a corner from the blue line.
Yeah, that kid's ridiculous. He's on another planet.
Nasty.
Thank
Yeah.
God the Flyers didn't pick him. Thank God they picked Nolan Patrick.
Oh.
Thank you, Bobby Clark and Ron Hextall.
All right, boys. So
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna wrap the stream up right here, guys. Thank you very much. 2 hours.
Thank you
of
all for
great
watching.
hockey
Appreciate
talk.
it.
And you know what? A little bit of baseball talk. So there
Yeah.
you go. There you go. More balloons for you.
Let's go.
Deuces, McBride.
Guys, take it easy. We will see you soon.